So, what happened last time? There's the question.
Last time, we fought a bunch of goons in an alley after getting tricked by some people doing, like, some sort of charity thing in the square. And then we took their map, and we used that map to go to a place, a ruins, with an owl lady who's kind of bonkers. Tried to summon a demon. I got a cool looking cloak. I got shot. And then Leopold was about to get threatened by a guy with a gun as he was burying some people. I think that's where we ended.
Yep.
Question mark.
You were burying
If I recall, we ended at being in the temple that we found with the map and being kinda under siege because there's an unknown number of assailants outside the temple that
There was a voice
are
that
not happy.
There was a voice that shouted at you that told you to stand down. Also, you summoned an angel thing.
It was a something. We didn't know what it was. It was like a glowy, weird.
Whatever it was, it didn't stick around, and that might or might not be for the best.
Heck
Well, we
yeah.
got interrupted. So.
Well, to be fair, you've been giving the owl lady a lot of flex. Anyway, Leopold, you are outside. You are
Yep.
more than exposed to the elements and to the fact that you were told to stand down.
I'm diving for cover.
Well, there's not too much cover out here.
Especially not one that could fit you.
Yeah, you're pretty big. You need pretty big cover. You're
There's like a tiny rock and he's like crouching behind it.
Like you don't bury someone out like right next to a building, so you're probably standing like a distance away from both buildings.
Okay, give me a moment. I need to let the cat in.
Of course.
It's vital.
Yeah, I just realized another drawback of the cloak of seeing through bushes is you don't know if you're hidden in a bush because you can't see what you're hiding in. It's kind of like dark vision. You don't know where it's dark.
Alright.
That's something that never ever comes up. I've noticed is that no one's ever like, "Are you blind?" And it's like, "No, you're in perfect pitch blackness." You're. I guess I am blind. Fine. It's usually treated as the other way around, as the exception being dark vision, which is weird. Anyway, yeah, but there isn't too much cover, and the wizard lady next to you doesn't seem very impressed.
Well, I'm hitting the deck anyway, making
the
myself a
smaller target.
Yeah.
Well, lucky for you, the grass around here is mostly unkept and pretty tall. So once you dive in, as long as you don't ball yourself up, you kind of blend into the grass. At least that's what you think.
Well, I'm a lion.
You are at one with nature. The voice, however, does not stop. You think just because you're hiding out there down below means I can't hit ya?
Everywhere where he is. That's something.
What the hell are you even doing here? Now that she talks a bit more, you can tell that she's probably on top of the church building. The large triangle.
Oh. Can I see her?
This would be a... Well, I guess this would be observation.
What's my observation?
Mind observation.
Mind. Difficulty.
The usual.
Oh. Hey, I got the 1.
You can re-roll it.
4.
I'll say that it's late enough that you can use your favor for this.
Still 1 success.
You can very clearly see someone sitting perched atop the church building. By the looks of it, with a long musket.
Yeah, okay. I dig out my fusil. And who's asking? Who's talking?
I'm asking you.
Well, I'm returning the favor.
Listen, buddy. You got 5 seconds to give me a straight answer. Or you're gonna see just how good I can shoot this thing.
Um,
I wouldn't be
why
sitting up here if I didn't know how to use this.
Why were we here again?
I think you were mostly out of curiosity for the map.
There, we found a random map.
Well, curiosity, really? We found a map and decided to check it out.
A map, huh? You found a map leading all the way out here.
Yep. Yes, I'm aiming my gun.
How about you go right back to where you came from and tell that no good... You suddenly hear a loud... Someone shot a gun.
Oh no!
You can see the plume of smoke up there.
Was it her?
Yeah.
I returned fire?
She didn't shoot at you.
Well, she could be just a lousy shot. I don't know. I have a gun.
All right.
She was aiming at
Roll me your ranged attack then. Your ranged combat,
Right.
which you are not that great at.
Well, I
Speed
have
ranged
my
combat, please.
speed. Yes. Oh, I got
Ooh!
6 and a 7.
All right. I need to pull out some things because I just remembered she does get to roll dodge on this. There's also the range penalty, which considering the size of the building, okay. That one, I need that one, I need this. There we go. Oh, for some reason, that one's in there too. Oh, wow. In that case, I get to roll soak, which is not bad, so don't have high hopes. Okay. You see the gun, which was aimed towards the building, the little fort building right next to you, flinch off as she dives back to cover. You've clearly hit her because you hear this pain scream.
Ah,
Also, your ears are ringing from using this thing.
it's
So, to the people inside, you just heard 2 gunshots. And you heard someone scream.
If you don't mind me saying something off topic, it seems that I have some kind of connection issue where the DNS server is not responding, so I can't establish any new connections, but any existing ones like this call can still exist, so that's fun.
Oh no.
I need to figure out some way of playing like this.
Well, good question.
That sounds messy.
Yeah, okay, so are we within the building that
You are within the building, yes.
that the person that shot is on top of?
Yes.
Can I roughly... How thick is the roof here?
Oh, the roof is really high. It's really tall building, for one.
I know.
But if you had to estimate thickness, this is like a solid 1 foot of stone.
I guess this would be like really improbable, but what if I wanted to like move Earth to yank the roof from right underneath the person?
Oh, you can do that. You can totally do that.
Make the person fall through to where we are?
All right. Roll me
Okay, great.
your move Earth.
Right, now let's
Besides
hit
that,
this.
you don't really know where you're trying to remove this Earth.
Yeah, that's why I would like to. Can I like try to ascertain her position by like observation or something?
Well, I mean,
Saying where
surely we heard the gunshots, so we would know roughly where one of them.
I said that immediately after the gunshots, after Leopold returned fire, they went for cover. So they're
Yeah,
Well, I
probably
mean,
so
not
that's
near the
still
edge
being the.
anymore.
They'd be in the
can
general
I
area.
hear?
It's a solid foot of stone. Any sound that anyone who could get up there would make is very, very quiet. So
Yes, but I'm very good at listening.
I
Oh
will.
well.
Okay, I will allow you one of two things. You can either use your supernatural sense to sort of sense through the stone, or you can use your observation to just see if you can find them.
Which would be less difficult?
Well, they're both pretty difficult. You're trying to sense, like, the stone has the problem of being very indirect, and trying to listen with your senses has the problem that it's thick stone.
Yeah.
Whichever one you have the most die points in.
Well, that would
Yes.
still be observation. I mean, if I need to roll an 8 to win this, then I still have a chance of doing that. That's mind observation.
Yep.
Versus a 7, I'm going to put it. And it's probably not going to even show because of the connection problem.
That's fine.
Can someone just roll a d4, 2d6, and then a d... Oh no, wait. Oh, there we go. It's a... I rolled a 7 in there.
Alright. You have an idea of where they are. It's a rough
Great.
estimate.
Great, time to roll move earth then.
Move Earth, which... What is that again? Oh, there's D8, D6, D4. And you have favor.
A 6 to hit. 2 6s even, okay. I forgot what favor means and I can't even
It just
look
means
it
you
up.
can re-roll a single one that you've rolled.
Yeah, but that's not going to matter.
So what's the outcome?
Well, I see that he rolled a 6 on my end. Like it's a 661, and 1 on the d4. Because I see that it's not coming through to you all, but
Nope.
at least rolled when he's showing me what he rolled, so
Once
that's
you
good.
reconnect, it's just going to be a flood of updates for us.
That's going to be fun when it happens then. Oh god, well. So I got a 6 to hit, so... Does this mean I get like a... When I remove a plug of the ceiling, does a person fall through with it or not? I will find out when you tell me.
I will tell you when that's relevant, yes. What?
Well, the plug of stone is fallen regardless of whether someone is standing on it or not.
If you decide to disgrace this building by tearing it to pieces, just because you're angry with one person.
Whatever, it's probably an evil one anyway, so if it's removed, that's probably for the best.
You, for a second, see someone fall, and then they just sort of jut themselves off the biggest portion of rock they can put their foot on, and grab onto the ledge, and they're now hanging there.
Well, I motion to Holly to do whatever she wants as the next move.
Well, I'm gonna lob a dagger at the arm they're using to hang on to the ledge.
That's kinda high up, I hear. You might not have the strength to throw that high up.
Gotta give it a go.
I think the good news is, yeah, okay. This would qualify for your gift if you land the shot.
Give it a go.
May the stars favor you tonight. I wouldn't give you any odds, though. Ooh, you've got odds.
I've got odds.
Oh wow.
That's
Well-
not a bad roll.
That's not a bad roll, but here's the fun part. Technically speaking, it's a tie, so in a tie, I think they have to retreat. Which they can't, because they're hanging from a ledge.
Hee
If they fall to the ground, they can run.
They are falling, yes.
Haha.
I mean, in most situations, this would be considered just borderline murder, but sure. You watch as they
Okay. Should they roll move air or something to try to slow their fall a bit? Can I do that?
You can do that.
Great. So another update to this stack of updates. Actually,
Jesus.
so that would be weather sense. Do we just roll plain weather sense?
Yep, weather sense and well, I'd say will in this situation, but I don't think it matters for you.
Yeah, because like D6s and everything. That's not career.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just a plain 2d6, I think.
Just tell me your highest number.
Yes, soon as. Let's see, can I even post in Discord anymore? Nope. Well, that's fun. I got a 4 and a 1, so a 4.
You cushion the fall enough that when they hit the ground, they don't hit it that hard that they turn into a big smear.
Great, but
So-
are their bones shattered?
They're probably going to be a bit sore from this, yes? Leopold, you hear stone shifting on the inside, and so on, and the shooter hasn't shot, so you can get up now.
Yep, I'll stow my fusil and draw another one.
You have another fusel in your hands now.
Yep.
The wizard lady is still just standing there, just sort of chuckling at the situation.
Please, please get cover as I run for cover.
Where do you run? Do you run towards the church building or the fort?
We were in the church building, right?
Yes.
Yes, I'll run there.
To the entrance, I assume, and sticking to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty safe to assume there's no enemies in here.
Yep.
Other than the one that just crashed into the floor.
That is unfortunately where you have made an incorrect assumption.
Oh! Good!
Because I mentioned that she did not shoot at Leopold.
Ah,
Oh.
okay, what do I see?
Well, you don't see anything, because before you can see anything, you hear a shot coming at you. I would like a dodge roll,
Another
please.
Okay, that's
Oh, they get a bonus d8 because it's a musket. Okay.
2d8.
Well, that's not bad.
And where's my speed? Is d6.
Don't forget you have favor.
Favor. What did favor do?
You roll a 1.
I have a 3, 5, and 6.
Ooh! As you're running, you swoop off to the side and watch, or I better say you hear, a bullet clash into the wall behind you. You see a large plume of smoke coming out of one of the entranceways to the forge courtyard,
Alright.
where you see a boar figure stand, who then falls over.
Alright.
He's holding one of his arms and, by the looks of it, try to one-hand a musket.
That's not very smart idea. Was that the one who tried to shoot at me, or was
That-
he shot?
He has both been shot and shot at you.
Okay. I'll return fire.
Not needed, he's on the ground, and by the looks of it, not acting. People are
Alright.
inside the building. You are inside the building, and a person has landed a few pews away from you.
Oh, what do they look like?
I'm talking about the person who landed, the weasel, which you have now been able to identify.
That's a weasel.
Yes. You saw them dangling. You had a good enough look.
Wait.
Weasel.
If Weasel Lady shot at a boar that's way over somewhere else, is that boar like dressed similarly to the ones that we fought?
Yes.
So
Theobald could match the boar that just fell over to the boars that you fought before.
so she's not with them.
She
Which
still has a
means-
gun, though.
Well, I mean, she could be friend.
Well,
Well, excuse me for not trusting anyone with a gun.
Leopold's got a gun.
He has
got
multiple.
two
He is
guns.
extra evil.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got like at least two.
maybe more if things go well tonight.
Gun collector. They're worth money.
Hmm. Just, just this huge lion man with a whole just bristling with guns.
I want to buy
Like-
some plate mail.
Well, I'm gonna go help Weasel Lady up. I know I haven't been exactly the best first impression, but
I'll just try and look around for people to shoot.
All right, you stay on guard in case anyone else decides to pop up.
Yep.
The owl lady kind of wanders over to the guy and gives him a close look. Wow, you killed him without shooting him! Aren't you just amazing?
Thank you.
I've never seen something like that quite in my life before. And then she starts to ramble about things you don't fully understand. There's something to do with magical coincidences. In the meantime, Holly rushes over to the poor weasel lady, who seems to be just fine, other than looking kind of sore.
oh, that's good. I'm sorry about the whole knife thing. I thought you were a bad guy. Are you a bad guy?
Are you a bad guy? She asks.
Not last
as she
time I
pulls out
checked.
not one but two pistols that she has on her.
Ah, please, no, I'm a mailman. Just a mailman.
This ain't exactly the place to be delivering mail, ain't it?
Well, it was more of a detour.
Look, the last 4 groups of people that have tried to fight us have been defeated, and they had guns as well, so can you not?
I
Let's
mean,
just
my
talk
last
about this.
my last experience with the guns wasn't exactly favorable.
Well, she puts her weapons away. She kind of chuckles because you give such an affable impression.
Hooray!
Well, since you're not with them, you still got some explaining to do why the hell you're here.
We found a map. As
Can I get out the map and show her?
Yeah, that doesn't answer my question. That's a map.
Well, we were in town, and these people was talking about a job, and then we followed the instructions to go to this alleyway, and then we got ambushed by a whole bunch of thugs.
She puts her arm around you, like this small weasel lady puts her arm around you, and then she jabs you in the chest with a finger and says, "Were they foxes?"
Yes,
Ah.
at least some of them.
You got any beef with the House Rinaldi?
All of a sudden, apparently, yes.
Excellent. Because so do I.
Oh, neat.
Because, to be fair, I don't know what they're doing out here either. She kind of shakes her head.
They got a whole bunch of piggies with guns, so whatever it is, they don't want people seeing it.
I'm kind of surprised they had a map that show you how to get here, but, well, I followed these guys all the way out here, and then they split. But Since you've got nothing else to add to this conversation, I guess I should be taking my leave. And, she just kind of starts wandering off to the door.
Look, before you go, you followed the boars here, right?
Yeah. Well, the boars and their little fox compatriots.
Great. Do you have an estimate how many of them are around here then? Because we've got 2 accounted for.
Uh,
Actually 3, now
3.
that I think about it. Thanks.
What's up, Leopold?
What?
You said like stop or something?
No, I'm just being fiddling with my dice.
Well,
Trying to look for a D8 that I think I'm missing.
they weren't with too many. By the looks of it, this should be it. A couple of them went to town. They might be coming back. Who knows what they're planning?
Okay, great. So in this case, I guess we should be able to sneak out safely.
It's not so much sneaking if there's no one to hide from.
It's very much sneaking if we don't get spotted.
Sure. You go.
Sneaking if you it's sneaking if you sing the Pink Panther theme and walk around on you. Na na na.
Or you go.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum. Leopold, you see this weasel lady walk out of the building?
Oh. You don't seem to be attacking us, so alright.
She walks over to the boar corpse where the owl is still standing, despite talking actively at Leopold. And she starts taking some pouches off of him, checking some pockets. She doesn't seem to take anything until she gets to a bundle of papers.
What are you looking for?
You know, just some papers, names, the works. What's it to you?
So,
Sounds
Well-
political.
who are these people?
Your friendships know enough to tell you all there is to know.
Alright. Keep scanning the buildings, looking for the hostiles.
Don't worry about it, man. There's no one left alive. She says as she starts to walk into the fort itself.
We should be on our way to the academy to figure out the necklace anyway, right?
Alright.
That was technically your mission objective, yes. Then you decided to take a detour.
And it
Had a
was
lot
a
of-
pretty eventful detour.
A lot of fun stuff happened.
Oh, you said that the third old man had a musket.
Yes.
Can I have it?
It's on the ground. No one else has taken it.
Alright, I have a musket. Hooray. Does the musket use different ammo than the fusils?
No. They all generally use compatible ammo types.
Okay, I'll swipe whatever ammo he has on him.
He has a good few bullets. He fired it a couple of times, but looks of it. So he has like 7 bullets left.
Okay. I now have 24.
Well, you're free to do as you please. As the weasel lady sacks the entire fort for herself.
Okay. There was someone mentioned a fox.
Well, we were talking about the people that mugged us before. She was like, "Were they foxes?" Like, yeah. People
Yeah.
back in the city.
All right. Oh, good.
The House Rinaldi is the Fox nobles, right? I guess we somehow got in
Yes.
their way.
They're also not a particularly big house. They're a weird one. They're a weird one. They're the joke house for the most part.
Judging by how well they fight so far, I'd say you're about right.
Question: what kind of weapons are you two carrying on you?
Just a whole bunch of knives. And a sword. The sword's kind of, like, not good.
Alright. I just took stock and I have a long sword, a silvered long sword, a short bow for some reason, a magic sword, and also a long bow. I have short and long bow. Okay. There's the dagger rope launcher, 2 fusils, and now a musket. I'm just loaded down with
You're just covered in weapons.
Reminds me of Varian from Dissidia.
It really does, though. When are you gonna learn Weapon Master?
Yeah.
Yeah. The lady also had a bow on her, by the way. A composite one. Very fancy.
Ooh. She was very prepared to fill Leopold full of holes earlier.
So
At least when people get hit by arrows, the arrows get stuck in them so they don't leak out immediately.
I assume by this point that you've all decided to meet outside, since you're having such vivid discussions.
You're all just kind of gathered together.
I mean,
The owl lady talks in all the colors of the rainbow and all the reasons that Rinaldi might want to come here. Like trying to gain prestige via archaeological discoveries and stuff. That's the way all the nobles go. They try to find the biggest and fanciest thing to put in their big fancy house.
Holly has no idea what she's talking about, but she's excitedly nodding along what she's saying.
I'm reloading my guns.
You spend all much time.
I'm trying my hardest to understand.
She's not saying anything too complicated. She's just talking about things that a noble house might want to do to ransack a place like this.
I'm trying my best to follow.
Well, you see a place like this, I have a tomb, and in tomb you find relics, and relics are very expensive, and they can strange powers and big expensive prices, and all those exciting things that make you want to take them. You found interesting things in interesting places before, haven't you? Of course, if you're the traveling type that's seen the world, most likely. Otherwise, you wouldn't be out here in the middle of a forest.
I mean, we definitely found one interesting thing that we want to take care of, so
I got a pretty cloak.
we should be on our way, right?
Well, I think we've done, unless we want to try and investigate what exactly do here, but we don't really have any leads in that front. Like, does the map have any more details on it? Like,
the map tells you how to get here, because that's what maps do.
So it's just like a direction to get here, not like a map of this place with a big red X in it.
Yeah, no X's, no notes on the backside, no nothing.
I guess we could have asked the weasel lady. She seemed to know what was going on. Some kind of house Rinaldi Renaud operation here.
I think she was trying to find that out as well.
Yeah.
Hmm.
She looked pretty happy when she pulled some papers off that boar.
Well, whatever she might be doing or not, she seems capable enough to keep any of the Rinaldi mercs at bay until... Actually, until. Is this even our problem?
Yeah, I'm starting to think about it. It doesn't really have anything to do with it. Like, house politics is kind of thing.
I mean, if you want to be racist, the wizardly person that Leopold saw might have been a fox.
Well, we don't know that. Could be anything.
Yeah. Could have been a wolf. Anyway, as you guys are having this vivid discussion, well, the owl lady is also having a vivid discussion, uncaring if anyone actually listens. The day is getting on and it's getting late.
Yep.
You hear the occasional sound coming out of the fortress as someone is, well, probably tossing and turning the whole place upside down to find things.
We could, I don't know, help her in
I mean, you could
whatever
always
she's
just go
doing.
back to what you were planning to do, which was deliver the amulet at the academy.
Oh yeah. Well, we could do that and screw politics.
I mean, aren't politics completely unavoidable at this point? But whatever.
Eh.
It's a fantasy RPG. At some point, politics are going to get involved.
Okay. So,
Well, I'm going to go help Weasel Lady.
uh,
That sounds
all
fun.
right.
See what she's up
Great.
to.
The
One
owl
of us,
lady.
one of us has to make a decision.
Yes.
Okay. I'll stand guard, I guess, while you do that, in case more of these balls show up.
You decide to wait inside the building, and as you do, and
Skippity,
good
skippity,
old
skip.
little Holly heads over to the fancy place.
I guess I'll go with her as well, actually.
Leopold, will you stay and endure this woman, this owl lady, giving you extensive political details?
I just kind of tune her out. I occasionally just make these kind of
And she pulls
okay.
out she pulls out
noises.
chalk and starts making diagrams.
Yep, just kind of phasing her out.
Excellent. So, the two happy-go-luckies head on over to the fortress building. The courtyard is, well, there's a dead body still there. It's missing a musket, but that's about it. And of course, it's been tossed and turned because someone tried to check every pocket to find something. You hear noises coming from inside. Then you see, very briefly, a head sticking out of a window, and then it goes back. The head was the Weasel lady, by the way.
You need a hand with anything?
No, what kind of hand can a mailman give me?
I have like 2, and my feet are kind of also hands.
Well, to be fair, I kind of know what they're doing. I'm just checking for, valuables.
Well, what did you find out? I'm kind of curious why people, attacked us.
I don't know, why would you attack someone if you were paid by someone with money?
I mean, that's a good point.
It's usually because there's something they don't want you to do or find.
What in particular did they not want us to do, find, or stuff?
Well, how about you come in here? It's chilly out there, ain't it? It's getting on with the day.
Okie dokie. Skip over into the room. There she is.
Well, you head into the building. It's kind of musty. This building is as old as the church is. There's furniture, but it's half decayed. The whole place smells kind of moldy. Ugh.
Ew.
You can tell that some of the bedrooms have like bedrolls in them and the soot of fireplaces. And then once you go to the top floor and go to the lady's space, you see her. She clearly took like a second to set herself up. She's sitting on a chair with a desk in front of it. But you get the sense that she's trying to hold back to make sure the whole thing doesn't collapse on her. So, you want to know what's hiding in this old place, huh?
Yeah. Such a nice, pretty building.
Yes. So, there's a tomb under here. Unless your little
A tomb.
earthbending friend already got a sense of that place.
Sorry, what I didn't catch the word.
Earthbendy friend.
I mean the whatever is in here.
Tomb.
Tomb.
Oh, right.
It's like a
Okay.
comb but with a T.
No, it's fine. I kinda tried catching tomb under. It's one word, and that didn't make sense. Oh well. Okay, great. So someone is buried here, and
Mm-hmm.
are they buried with some object of power that these people want to reclaim, or
Object of power, like a sign of heritage. You know, there's a lot of things you can bury in a tomb.
yeah?
Like
So
a body.
is there something specific they already know, or do they just want to search it for whatever?
Oh, they know what this place is. It's a tomb of 5 generals. And supposedly, one of them has a fancy piece of thing. It's like, well, what's it called? What's it called again if, like, you got, like a crown or something that shows that you're the rightful ruler? They have a name.
A hat.
No. It's like it's a scepter or a crown, like a sign of office. But for a piece of land.
A piece of land, a deed.
I don't know. Not a deed, but it's like, hey, you got this thing, therefore you are the king, because only the king has the thing. I don't know what you people call it.
That sounds generalized, yeah.
Point is, there's something like that down here apparently, and they're interested in it. And after what they did, I wouldn't mind setting it all on fire. Too bad it's made out of stone. Kind of gets away in the whole burning part.
To be fair, if I suppose can it be said that there is a rightful owner for that object?
Well, I don't know how it works. Oh, that hoity-toity politics has never made a lot of sense to me. Now, unless you're gonna help me with the whole tomb business, I don't know why you're sticking around.
I thought you seemed like a nice lady, and I thought I wanted to go help the nice lady.
Well, if you're gonna help me, that's fair enough, but I ain't doing this tonight.
Reasonable. We might. What? How long do you think you have until the Rinaldi guys return?
So she puts up a finger and gives you the finger guns. Smart girl. That's kind of what I'm worried about too. I don't know how long we got. I mean, especially since you guys decided to take their freaking map, they're probably gonna be here at any time in the future.
But how are they gonna find their way back here without a map?
I mean,
You
they
say
sent
it like they
several-
didn't have spares.
I do finger guns back.
You say that as if the person who made the map wasn't the person who went there. Like, they could easily have, like, a couple of people who were here first who went there and then drew a map later.
Alright, that's how map works.
Is someone else who already knows what the map is, draws it. And that person might be there and doesn't need a map because they have the map in their head.
You're smart. Holly sneezes from all the dust in the room.
It's a very
Not looking.
The fact she kicked her feet up on that desk is not helping with the dust. So it's kind of a weighing and measuring situation, ain't it? The longer we wait, well, we can catch our breath, make sure everything's up and ready to go. But if we don't wait, we can get down there faster and get this done with.
Okay, so I guess I can ask just one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
How big of a deal is it if these Rinaldi guys get this object of significance?
I don't know. How much do you like the Rinaldi?
They seem like meanies.
I don't know. Every noble house does their own mean stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they kinda try to attack, like, at least one of their flankies, I guess. I don't know about the ranks within the actual house. Right now, I guess we've got at most a personal gripe where they attacked us because, yes, apparently.
I mean, you might find some cool ancient treasure down there, buried with the dead, if you don't mind some tomb robbing.
I just wrinkle my nose.
In the meantime, Leopold, as the owl has reached some point of her extensive speech, she gestures over to the room off to the left, behind the altar, the little office that you guys found earlier, and then she points off to the right, where there's a similar stone structure. I believe, of course, logically, that if there's any underground space here, the access point would logically be inside the church. We've only been up in one place, haven't we? This whole place is kind of open. It's a very, very modern design, following the modern principles of ventilation and light and all those lovely things that interior decorators have spent countless hours trying to discover. And she wobbles over towards the right space and knocks on it. I don't know if we should go down here. You never know what you'll find in desecrated temples. You can find undead. You can find necromancers. Oh, we might be able to find some exciting bone shamblers. Those things are most delightful.
I walk over. So, where's this hidden door?
Oh, there is no hidden door. The tomb is opened entirely by magic. What safer way to hide something than to make it out of solid rock?
Can you open it?
Do I? She kind of taps her hand against it, and like some of the rock crumbles, as if it's turned to sand for a moment. But of course, I wouldn't want to open a tomb without knowing that heroic people who are better at not getting killed by skeletons are standing in front of me.
Okay. And just Leopold's brain has been turned to mush by the lip. Just kind of. Okay.
Of course. Now, you are not enough. We are going to need at least one more person who I can throw under the bus in case things get rowdy.
Okay. I think the other I think I had 2 other people with me
Did you now?
at some point.
Why aren't they here now? What happened to them? Did the symbiosis end?
I don't know. I think you've been talking for like 100 years now.
As
They-
Leopold is
they
getting
might-
completely confused.
They might have turned to dust already. I don't know. Why?
For a moment, it felt like you had a really big beard.
Hmm.
But as this is going on, what happens to the people who are inside the building? Because the weasel lady has said her thing, and she's like, hey, we can go in there right now and get this settled as fast as possible, because if they're going to show up, they're probably going to show up with more than just a few guns.
I mean, the less guns the bad people have to point at me, the better.
They'll probably like she's like thinking about. They'll probably strike at dawn. They'll attack from the forest. They'll go for the fortress straight away. Probably send in flyers to secure high positions. Then they'd firebomb their way into the church. She's like talking about how they're probably going to raid this place if they see signs of
And
life.
do you think they will become tyrants that enslave the population if they grab this thing?
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you're talking from inside a tunnel.
No, it's way cooler than that.
Mina sounds like she's coming from another dimension.
I love it.
Whoa.
Oh, sorry, I connected on my phone because...
You're a ghost.
It's a really cool effect.
But yes,
Even the
what were you
signs sound
saying?
cool. Well, the weasel, who has introduced herself as Coral, is essentially walking through all the tactical and strategic options that the Rinaldi may take to take this place. I mean, this place is like not under anyone's property, so them taking extreme measures would be fine. But you get the sense that she's sort of overestimating how much they'll actually do. Like, odds are they'd probably just show up and say like, "Hey, go away or we'll shoot," and then they'll let you walk away.
At some point,
Still,
Leopold is going to shout, "Help!"
You guys hear someone shouting for help? It's Leopold, probably. Although you've never heard him shout for help before.
Help!
Can we see him if we look out the window?
No, because he's inside the building and you can't see him the entrance all the way to the back through this building, so no.
Oh yeah, okay.
Well, sounds
that
like
was-
trouble's already started, huh? The weasel lady jumps out the window.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna go
and
go-
following silently.
help Leopold.
Okay, okay, Hollywell, you have flight, so you're gonna be fine jumping from even the first floor, so... As you run it over, you see Leopold, and he's standing there, and it doesn't seem like there's anything particularly wrong, he just looks a bit bored.
Oh,
You've never seen a
thank
man
all
so
the gods.
aggressively bored.
Oh, thank all the gods you're still around.
Are you okay?
Yes, please save me from her.
The gods, you say? So you're not a believer of Salamu? Well, that's interesting. I'll be taking notes, if you don't mind.
She's super boring, but she found a way into the tomb.
Well, I didn't find it. It's always been there.
Whatever.
I
He
feel
was
like
just
I
talking
never
about
got
it to him.
I never got my answer, I feel like.
So what question?
What are the consequences if the Rinaldi do get the object?
Well, as I said, it depends on how much you do not like the Rinaldi.
I mean,
Listen, how bad would it be if a party you did... How bad would it be if the Republican Party wins the election? That's kind of what I'm asking here. Is they are doing this for political gain? It's probably not a world-ending artifact. This place doesn't seem important enough for that.
Yeah, but would they like institute slavery or something?
I mean, technically speaking, slavery is legal. It's a weird topic,
Okay, well-
but it greatly depends on where exactly you are and how illegal slavery is. The Rinaldi have never been for it, though. They have other ways.
Just
They're
kind of
modern.
nasty people that attacked us. It's
But
most
they're
of
not
what we
into
know at this
slavery,
point.
so you got that one.
Okay, well, would they be better than the... Oh man, I don't even know. Let's just... At least if it's in our hands, we can figure out what to do with it.
Yeah, and also they attacked us, so...
Also, I guess we could just destroy the object if it's...
Mhm.
Oh well. We'll decide later.
Okay. So yes, Interested Tomb is here. I
I
think.
can't believe I'm getting political again. It's like the old days.
Mhm. Yeah,
I assume
and-
we explain what we found out from Weasel Lady to Leopold and Crazy Old Lady.
Yeah, you relay your information. There's a mind meld.
Mind meld.
My mind is melting. Could you maybe keep the owl lady away from me?
Your mind is
Please.
too small. Which is fair enough.
Uh,
Okay, so what are you going to do? Because the entrance isn't fully open yet. And she does look like, oh, you're here. Now we can begin. Do you like tomb raiding? The catacombs of church are always quite exciting for loot.
Oh, they're first time for everything.
It's exciting, isn't it? Going into a deep and dark place, highly confined, or be smushed together.
I think you're getting way too excited about this.
We never know what you find. They are giant boxes of mystery and loot. It's like reading a book you've never read before. She starts
I don't know how
crumbling
to
away
read.
more of the wall in excitement. I say we don't
So-
delay.
So what benefit do we have from waiting?
Well, you can rest up a bit, patch yourself up, get all your guns and equipment reloaded, think of a strategy or plan.
That will take longer.
I mean, it's
than a
getting
few
kind of late.
minutes.
You might get tired.
I mean, our strategy is just kind of go into the tomb and figure out. So
All
we
right.
don't know what's.
Well then,
Alright. Into the tomb we
Unless
go.
anyone has anything particular that gets recharged or whatever.
from a respite.
I don't think I have anything. Hmm. Do you have something that needs recharging?
Nope.
Hmm.
Well, I guess we'll just go in.
Hell yeah.
Adventures.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You look
Yep.
into a dark hallway that immediately just goes straight down. At least it goes at like a 45-degree angle. You could just toss a corpse in through this doorway and watch it slide down.
Yeah, I'm drawing my sword and shield. Putting away the musket.
Yeah, you'd probably deafen yourself if anything.
Yeah.
You scamper your way down quietly.
Scampery, scampery, scampery.
Ba 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 ba.
I'm a squirrel.
You enter into a small chamber. There are tables around. There's all kinds of tools. There's also lots and lots of like bolts of cloth. This is a place where they prepared the dead. You'd say if you had to guess a wager.
Right.
Ooh, it's a box.
Yes. It's like tables, tables and tables, and pots.
Tables.
And just long bolts of cloth. There's a door off in the corner, and another door off over here.
Yeah, bet.
The place feels claustrophobic and tight and uncomfortable. These doors, by the way, are like set with tar. These are clearly meant to keep the dead smell out.
Ugh.
That's nice of them.
Welcome to the stink zone.
The stinky stink zone.
Okay. Well, I'm walking. I take the lead. I'm the tank here.
Let's let Big Beef Boy go first.
Exciting. Which way do you go? Do you go north or do you go east?
Yes. Ba-dum-dum. Hmm. Uh, shall we head north then?
That owl token.
Well, there's an owl with you.
It's a very concerned-looking owl. I mean, there's no real difference which direction. I'll pick one at random, I guess.
Sure. Go ahead. As Leobold approaches the north door, you can't help but notice that the smell gets really strong near this one, even with all the
Stinky.
tar and materials trying to keep it shut. The one
Oh,
to the-
stinky.
The one to the left seems a bit less stinky, and also a bit mustier. It's honestly kind of cold here.
Yeah.
It's like a stone underground.
Alright. North door smells kind of ripe. How about we look here instead?
I'm just going to go to the north anyway because
Oh, we're getting sassy.
Oh, we're going north.
Okie doke.
that sounds like there's the most trouble there. So if we are heading into trouble anyways, then might as well start with the biggest one.
All right. You head off to the north. After a brief passage, and after the smell wades away, you watch as the owl lady sort of uses her air channeling powers to get the smell out as fast as possible. But it also makes the air kind of hard to breathe because it's a freaking cave and there's no ventilation systems. This place is filled with like there are just heaps of skeletons piled on top of each other.
Spooky.
By the way, how are you providing light?
I mean, do you want me to create fire, or do you want me to say that Holly pulled out some torches out of nowhere, or do we
Well, you
just
can
have
always-
any?
I mean, you have a magical owl lady. She'll snap a little light in existence, but the light will be around her. In that case,
I mean, I can see in the dark. Which I mentioned earlier, but my character sheet was wrong. That I don't have echolocation, I have dark vision.
Then you're
I'm a fruit bat.
mostly
Oh.
fine because her light aura goes quite a distance.
Oh, I had night vision.
Awesome.
Yeah, lions are kind of partly nocturnal.
Bit in dark.
Yes, you're standing in a pretty dark space.
And what do my cat eyes see?
Your cat eyes see that there are skeletons here. There are some rotting corpses as well, but the whole place is mostly pickling skeletons. The few rotting corpses appear to have been very cheaply preserved, not the best quality stuff. There are alcoves in the walls, stacked a couple high, each with a corpse inside of them. Some have a nameplate or a name carved into it, but otherwise there's not much. This place is... Oof. This is
What
where
are the
they...
dragons?
This is where they
What
bury
are the
not
dragons?
important people.
No, it's generic Skyrim dungeon number 3.
You do notice, however, after you've sat here for a while, that the scratching noise you're hearing is not like you're dragging feet or anything. There's a thing in the corner.
Ooh, a thing.
It's a strange creature, to say the least. It's a wiry, almost skeletal being, by the looks of it. It has moss hanging from it. And it smells horribly musty.
Wave hello to it. Hello!
Oh,
Man, that's a big bone pile.
Yeah, like I said there were bones, man. The thing looks up, and the owl goes, "Oh, that's a bone shambler! How exciting! We found one!"
what is a bone sampler?
And she points at a small hole that's off in the corner. They come through these holes and they loot graves for bones. They think they're delicious. Quite exciting, isn't it? As long as we stay at a respectable distance, we might be able to make some observations.
Oh, Okay.
You hear the sickening crunch of bone as it bites into one. Ah, it is at ease.
Are they intelligent?
Well, I mean, what is intelligent in the grand scheme of things?
Uh, hello?
Can they say hello back if I say hello to them?
You watch its drooling, like it's very odd, infested maw. It takes a bite.
Hmm.
This creature looks just weird, man. It unnerves you to look at this thing for long, and the noises aren't making it any better, and the smells aren't making it any better. All your senses are assaulted.
Right. Um. Shall we leave you to your dinner?
It it doesn't seem to have the capacity to emote, judging by the fact that it doesn't.
Right. Um.
I
Well.
appreciate your attempts to communicate, but perhaps it responds better to a sound that we cannot usually hear. And she points at Holly. Make the ultrasonic noises. Perhaps it responds very good to those.
Okay. I do a kind of weird, clumsy, screechy noise.
And the creature,
I can still hear it. Loop.
yeah, the creature grasps for its ears as it seems in pain.
That
Exciting.
was a
Do I seem in pain?
It's annoying, but not that annoying.
Okay.
Hmm. Well.
The creature is starting to look aggravated.
uh. Do you want to fight this thing or?
I mean, it's kind of minding its own business.
Yeah,
So,
but it's
eating
it's
dinner.
starting to look annoyed.
I mean, I did just scream at it.
No.
It has like gnarly claws, by the way, as it starts to move a bit closer.
Mm-hmm.
Claws that it could probably use to dig through solid stone.
Ugh.
So you do realize that it might or might not decide to attack us now because we annoyed it.
That is how things tend to work.
Great, and now we will have to kill it and provoke self-defense, probably.
Maybe we could leave before it attacks.
Let's
Yeah. Yes,
end
go
with that. I'm just going to decide to retreat.
The owl kind of gets pushed back as you walk back out. It's all very cramped. Leopold has to like duck almost constantly.
Yeah.
This place was
I mean,
built
it was-
for 2-meter tall people.
Hmm.
As a point of reference, by the way, despite this all, like this whole place is dark and all that, and it's made out of stone, but it's clearly made by magic because it's smooth enough that it almost looks good. But you'd probably still prefer if it was just proper brickwork. Something about it's just a hint uneven. Do you close the door or do you leave the creature?
Yeah, that will be probably for the best. I mean, it seems like our short excursion to the tomb didn't reveal any important anything.
Then how about we move on? We must find the important things.
Yeah. So
Let
there's
us
a second
go
door then.
east. The musty door.
Mm-hmm. You slide open the Oh, that's not the drawing tool. And you slide open the door. You are faced with a long hallway. The hallway slants down in both directions.
Ooh, like a slide.
No, I don't want that. I want this. And there's a door at the bottom. The one to the north has water pooling at the base, and also seems to go a lot deeper than the rest.
Well,
Isn't this exciting? We're looting a tomb. How exciting is this place?
well, we aren't quite looting it yet. We are looking around for now. I guess we might take something from it if it's important enough.
Oh, you're right. It's going to be so exciting, isn't it?
The corridor be trapped in any way? I mean, it's just got slide.
Yeah,
like,
it's just
slanted floor.
it slopes down. You notice some grooves that might hold a cart of some kind, but it's way too tight for a conventional cart. You can roll me searching if you want to make sure this place isn't completely and utterly trapped.
Yeah, I just want to make
Sure,
sure.
why not? I mean,
Yep.
I'm... Okay, no, I'm not good
Assume,
at
like-
searching.
Will, I guess.
Yeah, mind or will.
In mind or will was they're the
Will
same.
means you
Okay.
persist. Mind means you're quick.
Do we normally do? Oh, it's normally greater than 4, so that's a 0.
Yep. That. Let's see. Well, no. You don't find any traps if there are any. It all kind of stands at a little cross section. Goes, this place is fascinating, isn't it? Look at these beautiful grooves built into the floor that allow for a cart to move up and down. Probably used to transport corpses that were too heavy to carry by hand. I say we go north. I like water.
We should go south then.
We might as well open the door and see if it's even passable past there to anyone that...
I
Needs
look
to
at
breathe.
the ceiling.
There's a ceiling, all right.
Just making sure there's nothing looks like it will drop down on us. Okay. Let's be going to the north.
You go to the north to the wet door. The great door of great wetness. This door, to describe it on its finest moments, has lost much of its tar because of water damage. The water comes about up to your... It's between your ankles and knee. Like halfway up the lower leg. It's wet, and it's sludgy, and it looks like something may have been festering in it. You wouldn't want to
This
drink
has
this
gotta
water
be-
if you get a chance. It doesn't smell, but it's like you don't want to drink this.
Gonna be
Yeah,
fun.
reasonable.
The door is easily opened, if you so desire.
Yeah,
Let's open that door.
push that nasty door
I'll
open.
try.
I hate how unreliable undo button is. This room is very strange. It is almost insurmountably low on the west end, and it gets really tall towards the east end. It's like a giant, like wedge of cheese, if you had to describe it, down to the curved wall in the back. There is a tall and proud. It takes a moment for you to figure out what it is. It might be a doll, a statue, who is wearing very wizardly, priestly robes. The whole place is flooded with water, and it gets worse towards the back.
Wet and
What a
nasty.
pretty statue.
Yes. There's something there.
The rest of the room is filled up with, well, it might have been filled up with things at some point, but a lot of things are like rotten and filled with water and completely beyond salvaging.
Yes. I think water damage might have ruined everything here.
Can I get some observation checks or searching checks if you wish to give this room a close once over?
Okay. Observation.
Observation.
Is that mind or will?
Mind. Or will, if to see if you have the guts to dig your hands into that sludge.
Here's an 8.
Sure. Let's roll with will.
How many you roll?
I rolled 2 2s.
I got a 6 and a 1.
And Holly, as they give a glance around the room, can't help but notice that there's lots of like small holes in the wall, probably made by bone shamblers who hope to find more treats, maybe, or something else. Moles, rival earthbenders. One of them is very clearly constantly leaking water, probably connected to like the surface level, allowing water to seep in over time. And then Holly just kind of stumbles over a box where the sludge is its thickest and its smelliest.
Blech.
There's probably something in this box where the ooze is coming from. If you have the guts to look.
Well, sure, I'm gonna heave the box out of the water.
Oh my goodness. You take the box out of the water. Presumably putting it like on the base of the statue, which is
Yeah,
out of the water.
wherever there's
Że
like
najbardziej wykwalifikowane użytkownika.
wherever's driest, I suppose.
Yeah, there's like a base around the statue that's just sticking out of the water at this point.
Wystarczająco później, tak.
Czyli
So you can just dump it on there.
Jakieś 2 godziny.
to jest.
Now that's out of the sludge. Pop
Yep.
that bad boy open.
Well, there was a lock on it, but as you push it, the molded wood just gives way.
Oh,
And inside are 2 mummified pets. If you notice, they look pet-shaped.
can't
Look, sorry.
recoil back from it like
Excuse me, something came up and I need to go for like 5 minutes.
Holly found a
Sorry.
box with pets in it.
Dobra, co chcesz jej?
I'm gonna take that opportunity to make a quick bathroom break.
Go ahead. Take a $5. In the meantime, let us all jam out to the tunes of the Super Mario World Overworld theme. Ba-doop-a-doop, boop. Ba-doop-a-doop, boop. Oh no. I forgot how it goes. No! Never open boxes with pets in it. They're always smelly.
Well, unless they're like
Undead.
well, if Egyptian mummy aged, like those would be valuable to someone.
Yeah. Or better.
Maybe. Depending.
Liebold, though you rolled poorly on observation,
Yeah.
it's mostly because your eye is drawn to the fact that the statue, though mostly made out of stone, clearly contains an actual skeleton,
Oh.
including the fact that the skull has 2 gemstones mounted in its eye sockets.
Oh.
They are sparkling onyxes that have luckily been preserved despite the whole place being flooded in water.
Okay. I'm going to pull my boot dagger and start drying them out.
Although they are way up, you're going to have to climb a bit to get there. And the statue is moldy wet.
Wait, how tall is the statue?
It's pretty tall. Like, you've walked down a long bit, and now this guy is this obscene statue. This whole place feels kind of off.
Alright then. I have no talent at climbing.
Well, you can roll me a body then.
Yeah. Let's try to There's the D8. I've said earlier I was missing a D8. It was hiding among the D10s.
What a rude boy. Roll me your D10 for body.
Yep. 2.
You just can't get a grip. You can't even get off the ground like this.
Holly?
Yes?
Good. I found some gems. They are a bit high up and attached to a skull.
Oh. Well, you want me to get them for you?
I will appreciate that. I
Okie dokie.
like to get something out of this, other than boots filled with muck.
Well, Holly, you can give it a go.
Go giving.
As you fly up, well, you can fly up. They're
Oh yeah, I
space.
can fly up then.
You can
That's
use your
kind of-
wings to very easily get ground and then grab onto the statue with ease.
I'll just kind of flap my way up there then.
You flap your way
Because
up to the...
climbing wasn't going to work.
You see that this is very much an actual person skeleton as you look at it. And also those glittering gems, which are set with small, like, gold pieces that are mounted into the skull to keep them in place.
Hello, Mr. Skeleton. I'm going to take your eyes. I'm sorry.
Alright. You reach to see how well these gems are actually affixed to the whole thing. As the gems light up, what do you do?
Yeah. I'm going to flutter backwards.
You flutter backwards and presumably hit your head on the fact that this room is very sloped in the ceiling.
Owie.
And since you now know how long I have space to flap your wings, you also fall to the ground. Sploosh.
I catch her.
Good. Then she does not sploosh on her butt.
Thank you.
Oh,
The pants
What
were saved.
happened?
As the eyeballs glow, the skeleton's jaw begins to move. And it speaks in a loud and thunderous voice.
He was just sleeping.
I am Trogdal, the mighty master of Earth. Whoever dares disturb my tomb will face my wrath. The ground begins to shake.
Owl lady.
It's fascinating, isn't it? We've triggered a trap.
Yeah. Can you do something about it?
I think being trapped underground under the falling debris of a collapsed tunnel would be quite a learning experience, don't you think?
So no. Okay. Hmm. How? So yeah, the skeleton is embedded in the statue,
Yeah.
and it's kind of high up in there.
Yeah. And its eyes are glowing and the ground is shaking.
Yep. Hmm.
Sorry, just gonna stand there?
I'm just going to
Yeah,
hide
no.
behind Leopold.
Gonna pull up a gun, pull up one of the fusils, take aim, and put a bullet right between the onyxes. Onyxi?
Exciting. Lovely. Lovely. Lovely.
Whatever
So-
the plural.
You decided to detonate a firearm
Yep.
in a cave
Yep.
with rotting flesh.
hmm
Do you know what the cave is filled with?
I'm guessing some really
Swamp
nice.
gas!
Yeah.
Hooray!
Now, here's the good news. There's not enough oxygen to actually detonate the gas.
Ray.
The bad news is, you are probably going to choke now. As the gas... the thing doesn't even properly ignite because of the weird atmospheric conditions. So the bullet still hits it and still, like, shatters the skull, causing the onyxes to fall into the statue. But, as good news, you are now choking, as the air is just this unbreathable mixture of unpleasantness.
Also, be probably slightly deafened.
You're deafened, and you're also, like, slightly singed as the air briefly exploded, to put it lightly.
Yeah.
Bad
Ah,
idea! Not good idea.
I'm starting to make my way towards the door.
You see the owl lady, like, holding her hand over her mouth. She goes, "Oh, this is exciting! You're choking! Of course! You can't do this! I can, though!"
What?
You people are most fascinating in your methods. You're clearly novice tomb raiders, just be great to write a book about.
Yeah. Not enough here to speak complete sentences.
You head back up, and eventually it gets better. Whatever product gases you've produced are heavy enough that they won't float up here.
Blah.
Fascinating, fascinating. And she takes out a little jar, goes back, and collects like a sample.
Um,
Well, at least Mr. Scary Skeleton isn't gonna attack us.
So what's up with Minna?
yeah.
She got called away to do something.
Okay, well, you blew up the room, and you're gonna need some way to get those gems out.
Owl lady,
Yes!
could you, I don't know, conjure some kind of air bubble around us?
Ah, well, but you could have asked, yes. We don't need it anymore.
Well, I was thinking about going back in.
Ooh, we're going into part 2, the return. Exciting, exciting. She claps her wings together, which sounds like nothing because they're wings. There's no like skin or bones to make the actual clapping sound happen. And then she makes like a small bubble of air if you stick like really close. The fact that she's continuously creating air may not be the most smart thing to do, but she does it.
What they miss.
I exploded the room.
There was a spooky. Well, there were gemstones in the spooky statue, and I went up to go and try and grab them because Leopold too, and he kind of fell over. And I touched them; they went all glowy, and then a big spooky demon voice went, "Who dares to stop the time bomb?" And then Leopold shot at it, and that blew up all the swamp gas in the room, meaning there was no air in there anymore. And we all scampered out.
Okay. So we are kind of dead. Okay.
Oh, there's like air elsewhere.
It wasn't like a big, dangerous explosion. It just kind of like
Just
got rid of the air.
As a quick aside, by the way, the ground has stopped shaking.
Well, that's good.
Seems like I missed something important and I wasn't there to stop you from being false. So,
We'll just say that Leopold pulled out his gun so quickly, there's nothing you could have done to stop him.
fine.
Like his warrior reflex is too fast.
I'm surprisingly fast. Okay, air bubble.
She will guide you back to the statue, where you notice that the eyes are no longer glowing, mostly because they've fallen out of place. The skeleton skull is completely destroyed. The bullet probably ricocheted inside the stone for a bit, shattering more bone as it went.
All good.
She starts taking notes because it's made out of beautiful marble. It's exciting, isn't it?
Very pretty.
Sure.
I
So
want to
did the
roll me some observation. Or searching. Roll me searching. That's more applicable here. Mind searching.
Searching. Mind. 4. Boop. Bumpkus.
I rolled a 2.
Well, then you have no clue where the gem may have gone. You check the like head cavity inside the hood and like inside, but they probably fell like really far.
Okay.
Ellen, can you roll me observation as you just stand there? Wow, 3. Okay, there's one quick thing that I probably should have. Oh yeah, neither of you do have. Okay, yeah. So while you're all climbing around the statue trying to figure out where the gems went, Ellen can't help but notice the fact that the gems just fell through the robes and ended up on the base.
So she's kind of sitting out out in the open directly in front of us.
It's like he pooped out some gems.
Okay, guess I'm going to try. Like, there's water in my way, I'm guessing.
Yeah, there's water all over the room.
If I can make my way, actually, I'm probably good at swimming enough, so I'm
No,
just
the
going
water's
to.
not that high. You have to swim.
Okay, well, I'm going to get to the statue, I guess, and
So you
grab whatever it is.
You watch as Ellen picks up the 2 onyxes, and they're small gold like standards that are used to mount it into the skull. Golden screws, very fancy, and of course it didn't rust because it's gold. As she picks them up, they start to glow like before, but there's no voice or earth shaking. Although they start to vibrate in her hands in a weird way.
Oh, pretty.
Exciting.
Neat.
It's a great way to scare people away without actually damaging the tomb, isn't it?
Hmm.
We have 2 onyxes set in gold. They're actually slightly carved to look like eyes, but they're mostly just triangular cuts all the way across like a D20.
Treasures, get.
I mean, they're a bit of a niche thing, but you can probably find a buyer or a trade.
Yeah, sounds great. Guess I'll just add them to my inventory.
So as you two were complete oafs, Ellen did the intelligent thing and the smart thing, and just got the treasure.
That seems like our party dynamic so far.
I keep doing that, yeah.
Well, unless we intend to open all these treasures and discover the exciting history and lore of this Trogdor man. She leaves the sentence hanging.
I believe there's another room to the south.
Yes, there is! That's what I was talking about.
I don't think there's
Go
anything
there, then.
else. There's not really anything else here but a box of dead animal. Dirty, horrible water.
Yes. What do the animals look like anyway? Like,
They had scales at some point in their life. You find like some slaps of scales and very mushy. Oh, why are you poking at this thing?
Pokey poke.
You're going to throw up at this rate. I mean, I don't like touching chicken. I don't know how unpleasant it would be to touch like mushy flesh. Well, I need to move. Lady is a light source over here. As she boldly enters the room and declares herself the conqueror.
Conquer.
This
okay.
room has been conquered by the new Tomb Raider squad. By the way, what happened to that weasel lady? She hasn't quite shown up here. I guess it's a little tight. She'd be using those guns she had. She had a gun, didn't she? I think she had a gun.
I
And
think
the
she
bow
was
is
asleep.
probably hard to shoot with all this crammed space. You enter a room. There are 4 statues around you. They are very impressive statues. They're made out of marble. They have very exquisite detailing. There's a lot of paint remaining. If you could move them and they weren't like fused to the ground, they'd probably be worth a pretty penny. But they'd be the kind of treasure that's as heavy as it is expensive.
right.
You notice that at the center is a small pool of crystal clear water that glows slightly. It glows an odd color. It's blue, but not the good kind of blue.
Can I supernatural sense at the pool?
You don't even have to. This shit's magical.
Great.
It has a label attached to it that said, "This shit's magical."
No, it's like obviously magical enough. Like when you turn on your magic senses, you're like, yep. It's kind of like opening your nostrils to smell that there's a smell in the air. You can try
Great.
to identify the nature of the magic, but
I mean, since it's water, then I'm elementalist, and this is like a very pure element thingy. So can I tell if it's related to elemental magic or not in some way?
well, it's probably something exciting. You should give it a drink. Like you can tell that whatever this stuff is, it's going to cause some strange things to happen. There are some runes scribed around it, but it would take you a couple of minutes to read it.
And I don't have that long because by then someone will do something stupid.
Presumably.
Oh well. I'm
It's
not
so
even
tempting
going.
to say I slurp the water, but I feel like even Holly would know that slurping water in
It
an
looks delicious. Though.
underground tomb.
It's a beautiful it's a beautiful bronze bowl. Whatever's in there is delicious.
Yeah, but it's also been in a tomb full of rotting corpses for like.
This water is clearer than the
God.
water you sometimes see from town wells, man.
It's a
This might as well be
beautiful-
holy water.
it's a beautiful blue color, like me.
Yes. You can also notice, by the way, that one of the animals around you is also a blue lion. These look like generally figures.
Oh.
Oh,
So
wasn't
there's-
this the tomb?
I should probably point out there are other doors in this area.
Oh.
Okay, so there are
Keep forgetting to add the doors.
four stages in this room.
Wasn't this the
And
tomb of the 5 generals?
And there's only 4.
yeah, so maybe this bowl is secretly the number 5 in a different form.
Can puddles be elected to be members of military things?
You take a moment to think about it as Leopold decides to take a sip. Leopold,
really
roll me a
sip.
D1 10,000.
Okay.
D1 10,000.
Okay. Let's see. 10, 100, 10,000. 7857.
Okay, so you're pretty sure that puddles of water cannot be part of a military organization unless they are animate
Okay.
and intelligent.
That's
this
good to
one
know.
I-
Indeed. But Leopold, you notice no significant change to your person.
I feel fine.
It was tasty and delicious. It tasted like
Mm.
blueberries.
Yes, it's blueberry water.
Blueberry water? I'm definitely going to slurp that.
By the way, if anyone ever decides to like hit your head or try to read your mind, I'm gonna need a heads up.
Okay.
It's just elevator music in there.
I try to look at Leopold's hand to see if, like, him dipping the claw into the water made something apparent.
Nothing you can see right away. So,
Right.
if you want to slurp the water as generous as you want, Holly, you get to roll me 2 D10,000s.
Oh!
I swear.
Those are very close together. That's pretty impressive. Although it's a 1 in 10 chance that you technically roll anything on 8,000. So, let's see if there are any effects that are immediately apparent. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Is that a good oof or a bad oof?
I don't know.
Oh.
Hey, look, more people exposing themselves to chaos magic.
So, as you stand in the shadowy lighting of our good friend, the insane owl lady, there's this weird shadowy bird sitting on your shoulder. It disappears when you
Bird?
step into bright light, but it persists anywhere where it's dim enough.
Bird. Bird? Bird.
It moves
Oh.
like a bird would, but it doesn't seem to like say anything, or if anything, to add to the conversation.
Oh man.
It's exciting, isn't it?
Okay,
Right.
so I recognize some kind of chaos magic effect.
This pool of
I'm
water
just
has
shaking my head.
miraculous effects, but it seems uncontrollable.
Yeah.
If you were like a very strong and potent mage with incredible powers, you could probably use such a source of energy for exciting things.
Well, we've
Magical
got
energy drink.
Also, Holly,
kind.
next time you enter a dying state, or dead or overkill, I'm gonna need a heads up.
Oh boy. Well, that's definitely going to happen in the near future.
And
Tell you
and
that.
you don't use your combat save or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
Ha! Get it? Because he has a skull. It's heads up.
Eh.
Okay. So naturally the owl lady scoops up just a sample. So, like, it's exciting, isn't it? Something has happened, but we can't quite tell what. And the bird is gone because when the owl steps close, the bird vanishes because
Oh,
it's too bright.
Third friend is gone. Sad face.
Nice.
It's just a ball of Powerade.
Now, unless everyone else wants to, I think I might take a sip myself. Actually, I feel a bit daring today, if I do say so myself.
I mean, the way you run at the guy with a gun.
I mean, you should always run at people with firearms. The closer you are, the less they can shoot their gun right. You see, you increase the angle, they have to change their angle more if you're close and if you're further away, because you're very far away. If you move a couple of miles, it still only changes by 1 degree of angle, but if you're very close, you move 1 yard, it moves lots of degrees. She's basically telling you how, like, fulcrum works, if anything.
Yeah. There's...
Well, that's an interesting effect. I'll tell you that much. She says that she feels very vital all of a sudden.
Okay, well...
And I think I'll spoil this. She's essentially become immortal in the sense that she cannot die by aging.
Oh.
This plague has been unleashed on the world forever.
Oh god.
Great.
So is there anything special about the statue?
The statues are 4 different people. They are all very clearly generals. They all have a unique like signet, probably part of like a banner they flew or the banner they themselves had. There's nothing particular about them. They have equipment that you assume is probably buried around here somewhere, because this is very specifically carved. You're kind of wondering why 5 generals would be buried in a temple that's probably run by a bunch of earth cultists, if anything.
Maybe they were generals of the Earth? Cultist land. Earth cultia.
It's truly exciting.
Well, we slurped the bad Powerade. Now, let's pick a room and go.
Alright. The room to the south. You put your ear to it, and since you all have such good listening, I assume you're just going to take a road on this. There's nothing particular behind it. And you give it a knock, and whatever room is behind it isn't big. Just get that sense in your gut. The room to the east. If you had to wager a gamble, it smells a little funny. Dry, very strangely dry now that you think about it. Very strangely dry. And they take a look at the statues and notice that they all have like a sort of an elemental affinity to them, you'd say. Which is probably just because they're 5 generals and there's like the 4 main elements and then there's the mind and soul and stuff. Might be just a cute little thing they did after death.
Nice.
Or elemental generals.
Yeah, but like I said, it's probably just the usual historical, it just looks cool stuff. But yeah, that's dry. The one to the west is strangely... No, it's not humid. It's kind of dusty. Your tongue gets dusty standing close to that door.
Yeah.
Ugh. It's a weird door.
Poor Ellen, the only
Is
one
it-
who didn't take a sip.
Well, I mean, she's probably doing the smart thing.
I mean, you might explode into a nuclear hellfire when you die. Who knows?
Oh, I feel fine.
Yeah, you're fine. Just don't headbutt anyone.
Yeah, just fine.
Just please don't headbutt
Everything's-
anyone.
I vote we go to
Okay.
the west. It's all clamp it up there anyway.
Yep.
You head
This-
over to the west.
Is the door closed?
Well, I mean, if we're going there, we'd probably open.
It's the door isn't locked or anything. You can just walk on in if you want to.
Yeah.
You were followed by the owl lady, who immediately like throws her hand and says, like, "Light source, abracadabra." Oh my goodness, wrong layer. At the center is a small, like, tomb on an elevated plateau. There are chests in all the corners, and they are locked, unlike the front door. On top of the tomb is an impression of the person. It's a good likeness, and well, compared to the statue you just saw, you don't know if the actual corpse inside matches it. But it is a nice one. It's a mole specifically. And there's a small gem embedded in his chest, which his hands partially cover.
Do any of you recognize this person? Are they like a historical figure of some renown?
I mean, does
I
anyone
assume
know
I
anything about
recognize.
history?
I guess I recognize them from the statue, but that's probably.
It would be mind academics if you... But you need to have a rank in order to be able to do this at all. Otherwise, the best
No.
estimate you can give is that he belongs to the Earth statue.
It's Mr. Earth statue.
If you give me a moment, I think I'll just color in the statues a bit so you can get a bit of a clue.
Mr. Earth statue, PhD.
Here's an 8 for academics. What do I know?
Wait, where's my... Okay, this is weird. I don't have options for, like, colors and stuff. Where did that go? Academics. Okay, you have 2. Well, you know that this mole, you don't know him by name. He mostly just went by the Mountain General. He's a very renowned figure amidst military circles, mostly because he was known for his stalwart strategies, unshaken by his opponents. You know, he's the kind of guy that people talk about when they say you need to grow a spine. They bring up the Mole General of the Mountains.
Nice.
Slow and steady wins the race until you starve to death.
Okay. Oh, General.
Indeed.
Okay. Fascinating.
I examined the chests. Is there any?
Oh, they're all very nicely made chests, made out of local woods and stuff, if you had to guess. There's nothing like exotic that jumps to your eye. They're all locked with pretty heavy locks. You give one a jiggle. You hear cloth moving around inside. It's kind of strange these people have this kind of burial right, but whatever.
And what about the boxes up here?
Oh, the barrels down south have, like, perishables. You can very clearly smell that those aren't good when you try to pull the lid off. The ones in the north are what I just described. The chests.
Oh. Okay.
Right, and there's a door behind the tomb.
Yes. When you step
Great,
close
let's
to this door,
just...
you feel a strange heat.
Huh. Well, it's time to gently open the door and see some hanging behind it.
Any of you good at picking locks?
I'm not sure what stat that would be, but probably not.
I also don't know what's actually used for picking locks. What would be a good one for that kind of stuff? Actually, I think that falls under craft.
That'd be crafty.
Yeah, I'll give it the good old-fashioned college look. Just checking craft specifically to make sure that it's that, but otherwise I'll say it's craft. Nope, it's technically not craft, but I'll say it's craft. It's that kind of stuff for academics, like any means that would give you the knowledge on how to pick a lock. You're free to roll if you feel like it.
I don't have academics or craft.
Well, this would be a mind speed kind of roll, since it's a rather complex action and requires coordination of the body and mind. And unless you're the type of mailman who is frequently, like, burgled into people's houses, I'm not going to give you your career dice for this.
Yeah. That's not really my job.
Actually, I think I'm going to check the careers. They give me a hint on this. So, what do you do? If you can't open the chests, why stick around?
Yeah, I guess that's right.
Like how big are these boxes?
If you really wanted to, you could take the whole box with you, yes.
No, I was just,
You could lift them up. Easily. You're, like, really big.
okay. Can I jam my dagger into the crack and try to just force it open?
The owl recommends
no.
that you should invest in a crowbar, as those are specifically designed to do the job you're trying to do right now. As she bothers you with these details, you jam your dagger in. Unfortunately, daggers are usually very thin and slim, and it bends before it manages to crack the wood open. It's a very well-made box.
Dang it.
You also broke your dagger. You have to straighten it out again.
Double dang it.
So it's trying to open this door.
Well, the door on the back does offer no resistance.
Right, is there fire behind it?
Okay, I want to know what the hell's going on. Why is my little pop-up window gone? There used to be like this little pop-up window when you pick things, but I don't have it anymore.
Weird.
Yeah, it's really annoying, because I need those to see.
Can you refresh the page?
Guess I'll try that. Okay. Well, as I said, the door is unnaturally warm when you walk up to it. It's got this dry heat coming off of it.
Right, there's probably fire behind it.
Oh, cool. It's
I
fixed
don't
now.
care.
Yeah, might be fire. Who knows? Who cares? Oh, wow, it goes away when... Now I'm blue. Why is it blue now?
That's Papyrus's attack.
I think I know what's going on here. Well, I'll just draw the freaking thing. There's no, like, locks or anything keeping you out, so you can just move in if you want. There's once more a tomb. There are ever-burning torches around the room. The whole place has this mysterious dry heat to it.
The first thing I'm going to look for is whether there's yet another door in here.
None. This place is a dead end. The tomb
Great.
once more is of a general. This one has a red gem embedded within their chest, with their hands half covering it.
Hey look, it's the fire elemental general as opposed to the earth elemental one in the previous room. I bet if we went to the east in the previous room, in the lobby room, we would find a water and actually wouldn't the water one be... No. I'm just going to scamper off and open the other door.
And I'm picking up one of the boxes.
You have a box. Exciting.
Yep.
Is there anything exciting in the heat room other than
the tomb and the torches? Well, there's some more of those burial chests.
They haven't
Oops.
burned down.
These are smaller, and they're mostly made out of, like, cheap metals.
Oh, disappeared.
I accidentally dragged Holly off the thing?
Holly,
Resummon.
Where'd you go? We missed you so
I accidentally dragged her off the map. So I resummoned her in the void.
The room you go to, which is very humid, is a room where there's like water flowing continuously in channels in the ground. They're very thin channels, but they continuously flow. You can hear the soft going up and down of water, like there's a pumping system around here. At the center
Nice.
is a relatively small tomb. And, well, it's another general, and there's a door going off north. Once more, the tomb
Okay,
has a
so
small gem. This time it's blue.
great. So let's see if there's an air general behind this door. And if it's a dead end again, because I just want to reveal everything first and then.
At the end of a long hallway, where it feels like spring breeze, is a long tomb. Very, very long. Jesus. Whoever's inside of this is huge.
Sapphire,
Hey,
can
maybe if
you-
we desecrate this one, then the undead general inside will be a good enough target for Leopold.
What is up, Belmore?
can you write stuff in Roll20?
Yes.
Because
Sure, you can.
Yeah,
No,
under
no.
the little
yeah,
eye
but
thing.
yeah, I know that, but I can't do that.
Oh, maybe I accidentally set a setting somewhere.
No, because
Yeah, I can
Oh,
do it.
here we go.
yesterday
You should be
yesterday
able
I
to draw
tried to
now.
do. No. Also, yesterday I tried to do that in my own server, like in the fellowship server, and it didn't work then either. It's weird. Like if I click with the writing tool somewhere, it opens the box while I keep the mouse button down, and then it disappears once I release the button.
Huh.
Yes, so I'm just circumventing that by holding down my mouse button and typing then. So it doesn't have a chance to disappear.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, okay, that worked.
What did you do?
I had to hold down the mouse button while I wrote the text.
Mysterious.
Okay, well that worked. It's just really weird that it does that.
Snap into grid, you stupid piece of text.
Oh, you can press Alt down and then you can just move it wherever.
Yep.
Great. Well, so. Yep, the rooms follow the expected theme. Great, that's a discovery.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
the
general.
small gem here is probably blue.
And
I found it.
Found it.
It turns out that there was an opacity option that was set all the way to 0.
uh,
A what option?
For the horizontal menu. You know, where you can pick colors and stuff?
Yeah.
It's fixed now. So,
So
what do you do? The water.
I check.
replaces-
I check if the small gem here is indeed blue.
The water gem is blue. Or at least,
Great.
well, the watery place is blue.
And the one over there is very long. Can I tell what kind of person would be inside?
Well, there's always like the thing on top.
Yeah.
You should be in there.
Yeah.
Everything's all right. The person that should be in here is a bird, although without the coloration, it's kind of hard to make out which type of bird.
A very tall bird, apparently.
Yeah, man. This bird could probably beat your ass with its wings.
Is it one of these, like... I mean, is it more like Stark or something?
Could be. It's got big legs too. Well, that's something
Yeah.
you expect from big birds.
Can't believe Big Bird is dead.
I mean, eagles and albatrosses and stuff mostly have a wingspan, but not much in terms of legs.
could be a flamingo.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, okay, well. And it's probably got a white gem partially covered by its wings or whatever.
Yes.
Great.
Okay, well, since no one is watching Leopold, he's going to be trying to pry the what color gem was in the Earth General's chest?
Brown.
Brown. Yeah.
But
Well.
greenish brown, if I had to say it.
Yeah, sounds appropriate.
Well, this is mine.
Ooh, how do you pry it out? Because it's stuck there tight enough that it won't be an easy thing.
I have claws. Just try to force them in there.
Roll me an attack roll with your claws.
Okay.
Luckily, you have strength.
Yep. So that is D10, D8, D8. Then any more D8s? Milligon. D8. D8. Strength D8. And yeah. I got a 4, 5, 6, and 8.
Well, you managed to pry the gem out without breaking it all apart.
Ray.
It's a very nice gem. It looks like it would fit somewhere.
Alright, I wonder if the stat actually... I'm just going to go back and confirm my suspicion where I check... I search the statues in the lobby room.
Roll me searching.
That's with mind.
Yes. Okay, so the
I got
statues
before.
themselves don't have anything interesting going on. You can't help but notice that the pool of water has like 4 sections, each of them facing the general, where you could put the gems in. Or where something would fit.
Oh, great.
Puzzle
Well,
time.
It's not much of a puzzle if you just slot the gems we've seen on all 4 of the caskets.
Puzzles.
By the way.
Yeah, and I'm going to guess that this door won't open until they are slotted in.
Well, it opens, but there's like a closet behind it.
I want to search the back wall of the closet.
There's like shelves and stuff. And they're filled with mining tools, sculpting tools, bottles and stuff. Nothing exciting, really.
Okay, great. I'm going to grab like a chisel from here so that if I need to pry out the gems, I'm going to have a tool for it.
You have a chisel. Chisel.
Great.
Harley, what have you been doing since then?
I don't know, I suppose just kind of LLMs dashing back and forth through these different rooms,
Excited.
picking my head into them like, ooh, this one's all windy. Ooh, this one's all wet.
It's windy enough that you could like hover stationary by flying against the wind.
Man.
Well. So, our good old Leopold has entered the fire general room.
Yep. What do they look like?
A rooster.
Fire rooster.
Yeah, man.
Well, same thing. Jamming my claws in there. Try
Roll
to
me your attack roll.
get the shiny. Get that shiny. So I can pat it around. Okay, that's a 1, 6, 8, and 10.
Another clean picking. You could almost pick locks with these fingers.
Maybe you should just try to break the chest with that.
With a gem.
With your claws.
Be something to that. Okay. So, what's up, guys?
I pointed the ball in the room and, like, especially the divots in it. Because I see that Leopold is just holding the 2 gems.
well, stuff them somewhere.
Oh, okay then.
Just be carrying them in my hand. That's for that space is reserved for sword.
Okay, so it looks like there's gems in the mounted the caskets, and there's this bowl has like tiny little divots for them.
Facing a general.
Yeah, so I guess I will want to label the first stanches in this room with the appropriate species. So there's small rooster, barb, and the water person is who knows what.
Ah, yes. What is the water general?
The water general is kind of small. You tilt your head a bit. You're not too sure what you're looking at.
Not an otter then.
This isn't the kind of species you'd see every day. Like, you need a couple of minutes to really think about what you're looking at.
Oh well.
It's kind of small species, that much you know. It's got a big bulky body and a small. Then it's all like sticking out of it. It's like a kind of like a snail, but with hands and feet.
Huh. Snailman.
Not really. He looks like he's solid enough outside of the shell on his back.
It's like a hermit crab.
Maybe.
It's a peculiar looking fellow.
Indeed.
But same thing. Try to jam my claws in there to get that shiny gem.
Roll me your attack roll as Ellen just stands there and watches you pry this.
I pre-offer my chisel, but it seems like he won't need it.
So that's a 2, 3, 6, and 8.
Success. You now have a water gem.
Yeah, just like taking.
Okay, well, if this is what we are doing, then I'm just going to point at the door to the north and...
Okay.
Take care of Liberp.
Who needs tools when they have goals?
You're big, strong.
Oh, that might have been a mistake. That's a 1, 1, 2, and 3.
Ow! Your claws hurt like hell
Ah,
as you chip and break them. This
ow.
is gonna take some time to grow back.
I broke a nail.
Ah,
Okay, so
The
now I'm
split
going
goes
to have...
like beyond your finger, like beyond the visible part of your claw, so that's why it hurts.
Ugh, yikes.
Now I'm going to... What would I even do with my chisel?
You just gotta chip it out a bit.
ow.
The gem looks sturdy enough that you won't break it that easily, you think.
Okay, well, I'm just going to work on that. Would it be digging? Because at least I have ranks in
Sure.
digging.
You can roll me body dig.
Easy enough.
You managed to
Oh.
wiggle this tiny, pretty gem free. You also notice
Okay,
that
well.
around the room are holes in the wall where the wind seems to be coming from.
Oh. And I'm going to guess that this room also has, like, offerings of chests and stuff.
Yeah, not as much as the others. In fact,
Or at least it's-
the bird-looking fellow himself isn't like wearing anything too exquisite.
Must have been a modest one. Oh well, I'm just going to
One
go
with the
here.
wind, baby.
I'm just going to slot my gem in here
You
and
slot,
see what happens.
you slot the gem into the position that's with the water general. With
Is
the
our lady
air
having a
general.
bird bath? Kind of
She's
splashing
just
around
like sitting
in
on the edge of it. Their butt's not poking it or anything. You slot it on that end. It fits just fine.
Okay, well, I guess I'll do the same with my gems.
As you put them all in, they all lay well, the water under the Owl Lady, to be specific, starts to swirl and move in strange ways. The
Ooh.
door, down here, forcefully closes as the squirt of water splashes into it. Sploosh.
Gasp.
The pool regenerates its water. And that's
And
it.
now there's something different behind this door, I'm going to guess.
Possibly. You have good brain.
Well, let's open it.
Only one way to find out.
You enter into a large chamber. But this one does not. For one, it defies the logic of the space, because this room goes infinitely upwards, and immediately over the
Oh.
ledge, infinitely downwards.
Ah,
There's a ledge.
Yes,
hey.
there is a ledge and a large throne at the end, upon which sits a skeletal figure.
Think we found out 5th General.
Yep. So this is a clearly magical area, given that it didn't exist until just now.
It might be just somewhere else, and this is just like a passageway that goes there.
Oh yeah, so there's a magical passageway to over there. And does not conform to the usual geography, given that the closet did.
But it is surrounded
Well,
by like a bottomless pit, and there's like a little bridge that goes across that is surprisingly in good shape.
Right.
so I'm going to.
It's up in the north, the top left.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, well. So I'm going to check what can I see from a distance.
As you peer into the room, you see that the whole place has this weird ambient lighting coming from apparently above. Like, it's harsh lighting coming from above. And it just lights up the place. There's a skeleton sitting in a seat. And the owl
Yeah,
goes,
does this-
exciting, we found the place with the treasure.
Yeah, does the skeleton have like a crown on it or a scepter or whatever else
The
shiny on
skeleton
it?
is clad in some pretty imposing armor. He has a giant shield and a large sword, and they both look really nicely made.
Ooh.
Yeah. Um,
And what is the skeleton? Like, what species?
armored species.
It's quite heavily armored, but if you had to wager a guess, a wolf, maybe?
A wolfman.
Exactly.
Well-
Do any of you history nerds? Who is this guy?
I'm going to make my history nerd roll.
Rolf and Nerd.
Exactly.
I nerded 5.
This is the 5th general. Historical records on him are scant. This is it's weird that he's here at all. The 5 generals is like a collective story that takes place over a period of time. It doesn't make sense that they'd A, all be buried in one place, and B, that you find this guy here at all, because official records say that he's buried in like a far-off homeland of some sorts. Like, either this is someone else's skeleton, or this guy gets around even after death.
Well, given that he's sitting here instead of like lying down.
He's also known as the general of the mind, of spirit, of magic, of the void. A whole bunch of weird stuff, really.
Can I supernatural sense it? Possible actual undead?
Your senses are kind of overwhelmed by the magical entryway you're standing in.
How can I edge run the room?
Yeah, but you'll be walking very close to a bottomless pit.
Like.
No, that is the bottomless pit.
Oh, so this the actual platform, okay.
Allow me to make it a little bit clearer.
Oh,
Whoops. Let me
bye.
put that on the right layer. Don't worry about it.
So the bridge is kinda...
Oh, whoops. I think I put Leopold on the wrong layer.
Yeah, okay.
Whoops.
Let's just cross the bridge and see if something explodes.
Monumental. You guys go over there. I'll stay right over here. You stand out in the harsh light. This light is strange. It doesn't create any ambient light whatsoever, so the top half of everything is brightly lit. The bottom half is just pitch black. It gives the skeleton this very eerie aura, especially with all that armor sticking out in fanciful ways. It's not dusty, though the floor is.
Which means it probably moves.
That's very judgmental of you. Maybe he's having an off day.
I didn't say that it moves now.
Also, this guy is pretty freaking big.
How big?
Let's say big enough for good old Leopold if he wants to get aggressive.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to try being fairly close or just far away from the doorway to try to sense things again.
This whole place is filled with magic. But so is the skeleton. Like you, compared to the energy that fills the room, this guy is like,
Well,
It's
This
probably an undead.
well, this place makes my teeth hurt.
Your wisdom tooth are too wise.
Now to self-look up squirrel dentition.
Do squirrels have wisdom teeth?
Hail there, General.
It does not respond.
Okay. Well, if it's an undead, it's good.
As you stand and step onto the steps leading up to the throne, however, it stands up. And it towers over you. Or at least it's bigger than you, and you're not used to things being bigger than you.
Oh.
You also notice that its sword is, let's just say, it's a little bit bigger than a one-handed sword should be, even for someone his size.
Right.
You
Well,
hear the clang of metal as it stands up, and the smell of skeleton reeks.
Hello, Mr. Skeleton.
Yeah.
Wave hello.
So squirrels have 3 molars. Yes. So
Exciting.
the last one probably counts as a wisdom tooth. Okay.
Exciting. Putting that aside, Leopold, what are you gonna do about this thing?
Well, I'm taking a defensive posture. Can you speak?
Of course I can speak. You hear it in your head.
Oh.
Its jaw does not move.
Well,
That's a neat trick.
So I can't tell that it spoke.
Nope.
Ah,
You seem
Right.
knight. Have you come to challenge me for some honor, a title?
Sure.
oh man. And here I
Sure,
walk.
that's a good idea.
He slaps
I mean,
a
it's
shield onto his
probably-
arm.
Ah,
Then you hear the long rasp of a sword being taken out of its scabbard. The thing hits the ground like a quarterstaff.
oh, come. Why is this happening? I just say out loud.
Because Leopold wants to fight.
Yes, but I'm trying to elicit a reaction from the...
challenged me to a duel.
It spoke to you?
It didn't to you?
I couldn't
I
hear
heard
it.
it.
Oh,
You must be going insane. Despite the
Yeah.
fact that it's drawn its blade.
well, it did speak. So,
Just go for it.
have at you.
Okay. I'm just going to say out loud. So, local nobles are trying to claim some kind of proof of royalty
Mhm.
from possibly you. We are not with them.
This does not seem to
Oh.
change its disposition about the situation. It has been challenged to a duel.
Okay, and it's not going to care about politics then. Okay, fine. I'm just going to
The
stand back
duel
and let it.
first! One a knight would say, but it doesn't talk to you. It is challenging someone after all. Okay,
Okay, well, I'm just going to let
Roll
Yobo do
initiative.
his thing.
it starts with focus.
Yes, ma'am.
Assume we're all rolling, not just Leopold.
If you wish to engage, you may roll. Otherwise, you're going to stand there like a doofus.
I'm not engaging. Like, come on.
The door, however, has closed, and the drawbridge seems to have fallen down.
Uh,
I guess I can make a new one if needed.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too much of a hassle.
I'm gonna help Leopold.
It's a token gesture. Okay. Give me that initiative. Okay, Leopold, you also get focus because you rolled so good.
4. Let's go.
So you're like really close. I think it's like Holly, you also get focus. Like everyone is just like, yeah, let's do this.
I'm just
maybe.
going to. Can I just check my initiative so that if I'm not
Sure.
going to look hostile, I don't wish
You're in
to
initiative
fight.
is the point.
I mean, you can enter the battle, but you don't have to.
Yeah,
You
You
yeah.
can just take your
Just roll.
turn sitting on the sideline.
Yeah, I just want to know when can I intervene if necessary.
All
I
right.
guess that's what I want to say.
Since this is a tall and proud, honor-bound man, our good old friend gets to go first. Leopold. So the good
Yep.
guys go first.
Well, so he's a honorable knight.
Yes.
Well, I'm a dirty mercenary, so I'm going to tackle his leg.
Hilarious. You tackle his leg. I think he's just going to counterattack that. Let's see, what would he have for this? He would have this. He would also have, yeah, probably one of those too. Well, you got a good chance. What's your tackle like? Which would be a brawl body.
Brawl body. Oh yeah, body. I also have that strength.
Yep, that also works on this.
Ooh. Okay, that went bad. 1-1-2.
Good news.
Oof.
Good news. His counterattack only does 3 damage because you only have 1 success on that. Bad news is you still take 3 damage if you don't soak it.
I get boot to the face.
No, he swipes at you with a calendar sword.
Yeah. Okay, soak. Okay, so that's a body.
It's armor.
Will.
Will in your case, perhaps.
Yes. Oh yeah, armor is a d6. 1-2-2.
It's not a botch, but you are injured and hurt and afraid.
Oof. This duel is off to a good start.
This duel's
Ah.
pretty much over already.
Holly, it's your turn.
Okay.
And I'm probably reeling as well.
Yep. Reeling always applies even when soaked.
Well, I believe I just throw a knife at him, I guess.
Go ahead.
It's not pretty straightforward.
That doesn't seem like it would do much.
I know. To a giant armored skeleton.
Well, he's giant, so it's easy to hit him with something. It's just hard to actually hurt him with it. I need to look at one little thing up before we do anything, and that is... Okay, yeah, that's important to know. Where did my other D10 go? Oh, no, wait, he's rolling dodge on this. So he would only, yeah. This is now
First
counterattack.
dodge, then soak is probably going to come in.
Oh, wow. Let's see how many hits that actually is. Just the one, but that's still 2 damage, which he has to soak away.
Doesn't seem like
Wow.
it would be difficult.
So he kind of reels back. Oh, wait, no, I forgot. Okay, he's injured now. That's what happens.
Well, really?
Yeah. Well, he's a skeleton. They start always hurt.
Oh, yeah.
And he cannot become
Didn't know
afraid
that.
because he's a skeleton.
Hmm.
So he stumbles back as you jam a dagger into him.
Without even being near him. Okay.
So
I mean, I
you
lobbed
do,
it at him.
So
It's
you
like,
do anything, Ellen?
No.
He stands by. You watch as Leopold gets just slapped on the head with the sword. Is like, you are bad. The knight shakes off his or sort of like shrugs himself off and recomposes himself, as he did take damage and therefore was sent reeling. Then he points at Leopold and tells him to stand up and fight like a man. Which, Shed, you're afraid. And finally, he points at good old Holly and tells you to stand down. This is a duel.
oh, okay. Sorry, my bad.
And then he takes the dagger, which is like stuck in between 2 plates of his armor, and flings it off to the ground.
Yeah, I need that.
He lets you go again. Because that's his turn.
Okay. So I'm going to spend 1 action to shake off reeling.
Mhm. You do have
Um,
focus, so you can take bonus for aim or something.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to use my exhaust my bravery to negate the afraid
I
condition.
said he already got rid of afraid for you. He told you to fight like a man, and gave you a moment to recover from it.
Okay, well that's great. So I've just hurt. Okay, well, right. I'm going to dodge around to his non-shielded side and try to
Ooh.
jam my sword into his side.
All right, roll me that attack. He's gonna try to dodge this one. Ooh, I like your
Let's
odds.
see. Those and that. Let's see. And can I'll throw in my overconfidence as I'm kind of doing this in an overly fancy
Okay,
manner.
I don't know why he did that, but sure.
Going big. Okay, that's a 3, 7, 8, and 10.
That is a hit, but only one. The other one ties. I don't know what happens in those situations, but we'll just say it's only 1 hit. Well, I look up the combat rules. Ba-da-ba, where is that neat little diagram?
And wait, what did focus do again?
Focus
You can
gives
take an extra action.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you technically have 2 hits, so you get your damage plus 2. What is your sword's damage? 2, right?
Yeah, damage plus 2.
Okay. Well, that makes 6, so it might just viciously explode at this point. If it doesn't do good on this roll.
I swear.
Okay, it does good enough to stay standing, but it does stumble off to the side with heavy clank, clank.
Okay, I'll cash in my focus to do another attack while it's
Cannot
off
use
balance.
focus to attack twice on your own turn. You can use it to interrupt someone later.
Okay. Keep that in mind.
Holly, do you do anything as this giant stumbles? Innocent, really.
Well, I just kind I just kind of pick up the dagger that he threw away. Okay, I'll my hop back, sit with Ellen as Leopold plays like a hero.
Mm-hmm. The large giant sounds like you are a cocky little thing, but that won't help you. And he sort of goes in with his hand for a brawling maneuver to try and grab you. Give me brawling. Depending on if you want to counterattack this or if you want to dodge this, like dodge, counter, parry, say what you want.
Counterattack?
All right, you can counterattack with your sword if you wish.
Okay, so I just roll my attack.
Yep.
Is that?
You do not get strength on this.
One die.
That's wrong dice. Oh no, wait, yes, crits.
So that's a 1, 6, and 6.
Ooh. Ooh. So he grabs you by the throat and lifts you off the ground
Oh.
and tells you that you are an arrogant little thing to come this far to claim any measure of power in his domain.
Okay. So, can I focus now?
Yes, you can use your focus.
And can I use it to make an attack?
Yes.
Right, so while he's lifting me up by throat, I'm going to try to jam my sword into his face.
Ooh. Well, you got a clear shot. Actually, I'm going to ignore that one. That doesn't really work in this situation.
Can I throw in overconfidence?
If you want to blow it, yeah.
Yep. Rolling more dice. It's more fun. Oh, okay. That's a 5, 6, 8, and 2 9s.
Oh. Well, I got good news. He ain't gonna make this.
Ooh.
The better news is, he does in fact get destroyed. You overkilled him.
Oh shit!
You follow the example of how you broke the skull earlier, and just go for that.
Yep. Just right between the eye sockets.
You grab it with both hands, turn it around. It's very awkward and weird, but you're overconfident. You can do this. You're a hero. And then somehow you do it. Hanging from your throat.
Ah. I will let out a roar, but I'm currently being choked.
Well, you're released. It falls to ashes.
To ashes. Great. So here goes our one chance to talk.
Well, I'm going to let out my victory roar. Whoa.
The door swings open as the owl goes, "Exciting! I found a way to open the door again. How are you all?"
Oh, hi, we fought a big skelly.
So sad. I would have loved to see it.
Well, I fought a skeleton king.
I feel very sad now. I don't know why. Well, we've done well. This place looks magnificent. Look at the lighting. It's so weird. And she sticks her hand out and shows that the shadows are all strange. I'm infinitely tall in this dimension, but also infinitely short now that I think about it. Well,
I'm going to be poking at the ashes.
it's like
We rifled
a
ash.
pile of ashes, and the only thing that seems to have remained is its fancy mirrored shield.
Oh,
Fancy mirrored what?
Shield.
ah.
Hmm.
Well,
We're Legend of Zelda now.
So, would anyone know if that is the proof if we are royalty?
Well, the rest of its equipment is gone.
Yes, but is there anything else lying around the room?
Well, there's the boxes and the urns, which are probably filled with all kinds of exciting goodies. And his fancy throne. Take your pick.
well, I'm
I'm
picking
going
up
to
the
check
shield.
out the fancy throne.
You
I'm
got
gonna look in the urns.
the
Mirrored.
urns.
I'm going to roll search in the...
There's not much to search. This is a pretty like plain room.
Okay, then I mean, examining the throne itself should probably
Go ahead and search it.
be true.
In the meantime, Holly, you find that most of these are filled with like expired spices.
Yeah.
I got a 6.
One of the smaller urns, however, is filled with metal coins, but they're not coins you think you could spend anywhere anytime soon.
Ugh.
You probably have to sell these as scrap metal by the pound.
Any of them have honey in them?
Yeah, one of them actually does.
Nice. That's still good.
It is surprisingly good.
Honey
As
doesn't expire.
As you examine the throne, it's a very nice throne. It's like it looks to be made out of gold. You find that it's actually gold leafing on like some sturdy metal and wood, but it's still pretty nice. It's got some nice pillows on it. Man, that guy must have been sitting on clouds the whole way through.
It's a shame he didn't have a butt.
Yeah, that's probably what the pillows are for. So unless you want a very nice pillow, the throne doesn't have too much to offer.
Great. Well,
So, about the shield.
It's a very nicely made shield. It has a silver-like metal going around the outside. It's a kite shape, like square, but then with a triangle at the bottom, but a bit more rounded than that. There's a very pleasant shape to it. And there's about an inch of that metallic trimming. It's very silvery and shiny. And then there's the mirror side, which is a crystal clear mirror. Despite looking like a mirror, it's hard as metal. So
Nice. How big is it?
well, for it was probably more a buckler than a proper shield, but to you, it's a proper shield.
Nice. What, what kind of dice will be associated with this thing?
The standard, like, D8 for shields.
Okay. Well, I have a new shield now.
If this shield is supposed to be like a claim to some sort of throne, it doesn't. It's identifiable, but it's not the kind of like this shield tells a story or something.
I have an idea. So, if the proof of your royalty object is in this room, then if we leave this room and take the gems away, then I don't think the room can be opened again without them.
That's a
Yes.
fair assumption to make.
So if we were just left with the gems, no one could claim whatever could be in here.
So even if it's not the shield, the nasty people couldn't come and get whatever it is they wanted.
Yeah, so I guess Leopold can take the shield if you want it, and then let's just chat.
Well, yes, it is my shield. I earned it in
Yeah, you
almost
did.
fair combat.
My bad.
Yeah, so what do you think of the idea?
I think that's a good idea. You could give
Okay.
give a fourth gem to the lady, the weasel lady. That way, even if they find us, they can't just have all four.
Oh, that's an even... Yeah, I like this improvement to the plan. Okay, let's go then.
Alright then. Is there... I'm going to pick up like some kind of small object. Might be here.
You pick up a small object.
And
Small
Hey,
object.
and drop it off the side.
Yeah,
You don't
basically
hear
that.
it hit the ground.
No.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
gonna...
let's
Or maybe it hit the
not.
ground, but it fell like in an area filled with silence.
It could be that the pit is just dark and like made silent to the bottom, so it's pretty much bottomless.
Yeah.
And
As
no
a magic
one
user, you know that there's plenty of ways to make this place like look impressive, but in reality, it's like, meh. It's like a theme park. You get the advantage.
Well, this place looks like it's going to be okay.
Now, there's one tiny thing I probably should have mentioned before you guys came out here.
Yeah.
It turns out that we probably shouldn't have been taking things that aren't ours.
Go on.
So,
Oh,
tomb robbing comes with its own problems, I wager. Though these don't look nearly as bright as intelligent as you would expect the usual anti-tomb robbing equipment to look. So there are these, like, they match approximately what you saw on the cases, each of them. They are all, like, heavily armored and ready to punch some faces.
Okay, I'm going to check how fast can I remove the gems from the slots here.
You could make a dive bomb and jam them out. They're not that
I
hard to
mean-
click out.
Oh, so they just kind of come out easily if
Yeah.
you grab them.
I
Okay,
mean, they
so
were wedged in the other one, but these ones.
I'm going to yell to Holly to just grab the red and brown ones, and I'm going to grab the white and blue ones and just jet out of the room.
You got it.
Exciting! We're going on an escape mission.
Yeah. So, how far do the armored skeletons make it before we do that?
Let's look at some basic information. Well, the skeletons are pretty fast. You have the advantage, though, of running in a straight line the most.
Yeah.
Pretty fast, you say.
Yeah, what about it? How fast are you? What is your run speed?
Ludicrously.
Oh yeah, you have flight. Yeah, you can't use flight in this situation, though.
No, but I'm still pretty quick. I have fast
My
mover
Actually,
and-
these skeletons are as fast, if not faster than you, if running in a straight line.
my run is 18. My dash is 4.
So you might want to
My
look
run
before
is-
these guys have got their bearing.
My run is 24, my sprint is D8.
Leopold, where do you
Yeah.
stand?
Plus I have
I-
acrobat, so I can change direction.
My run is 28.
Jesus, where the hell did you get that? Oh yeah, because you're big, you're huge, and you have a decent run speed.
And I had the fast mover
Yeah,
gift.
you have everything combined. You're actually faster than the rest of them, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so I'm going to just shout that the plan is to grab the gems from the bowl sockets and then just run to the exit from this place as fast as possible.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Should
Okay,
I
so
find down
let's.
some
for-
explosives and blow this place to smithereens?
That's excessive.
Oh, I thought it would be fitting for running away.
Um,
You get the feeling she's trying to delay time so these things can actually get into action. Because they are registering that you are up to something because you just took the gems.
Just
Okay, so
seal
we-
the door behind us.
Okay, so we took the gems. Let's run. Leopold, you run first because yes.
Yeah, let's book it.
Or I could got the rear.
Oh, you got the rear. Okay, then I'm just going to run first.
Yeah, I'm the muscle here. So
And we'll stay here and provide you with a nice light source. Here you go. She stands there with a little light source.
Okay,
You hear the
and
clattering of armor as they run behind you,
okay.
yeah.
unimpeded by the darkness.
So once we make it into this room, I'm going to yell at Leopold to slam the door shut, and then what is this here?
What is what?
Probably.
Those are
Yeah,
rolls
that.
of cloth.
Right, and this like a tomb, I'm guessing.
Yes, that
The-
up top is a mass grave. With a bone shambler.
No, I mean not in the other room. I mean the rectangle within
No,
this
those are like
room.
tables for holding the bodies while they are preserved.
Okay, can I just kind of hit the table at the door to
Roll me yeetin.
that
Roll-
move
roll
her?
for you.
That
Yeah,
would be
I'm-
body speed throwing.
Yeah, I'm going to do it with magic because I'm not going to
Then roll me
move
move.
her. Like I want to shut the door by. There's a 4.
And 3.
So I want to toss something in front of the door so that it can't open. Or maybe even like...
There's now something in front of the door. Belmore, what do you want to say?
I was going to say I'm dodging out of the way of the flying table. Ah,
Yeah,
Assuming it
good.
gives you enough of a heads up that you can do so cleanly.
Yeah. I wonder if I can like warp the frame so that it can't even open, but let's just keep going. Let's...
I'll throw the. This is probably another table.
Yes.
I'll throw it there as well.
Goodness, there's
Chuck
so
it.
many tables in front of it.
Okay, now let's just get out of here.
How exciting. We're haunted forever, for the rest of our lives, by the endless undead. I like it.
Okay, so we are back in the temple.
You are back
I guess.
inside the temple now.
So the door here was like opened by earth magic and not by an actual door.
Yep.
Can I tell Tasha to close it, or should I just do it myself?
I shall take care of it for you. She
Okay.
likes to close the door behind herself.
Great. Then the skeletons should be trapped in there, and if anyone comes up there again, then they will be the skeletons, which will be understandably pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Good for them.
Hooray!
And they won't even have the gems to open the door again.
Indeed.
Okay, cool.
Indeed.
So we made it. Let's go find the weasel lady.
The weasel lady is standing right in front of the entrance.
Great.
She's really close.
I tell her to take a look at Leopold's shield.
Nice shield. What about it?
So it's not the important thing.
I
Great.
don't know what the important thing is.
Uh,
To be
so,
fair, neither do these guys that came here in the first place.
I mean, I would think they would recognize what's the important thing that they want to show off to... Oh, well.
Oh, I have a fancy new shield now.
Glimmer, glimmer.
So, going by Holly's plan, I pre-offered the blue gem, I guess, to the weasel. This is one of the gems that opens the door inside, where behind which the important item is probably hidden.
Cool.
So if they don't get hold of all of them,
Yeah.
and they won't because you will have one and
Cool.
you will keep it safe.
Yeah. Yeah, so, about that, she kind of beckoned you to come along. I saw
Yeah.
some light out in the woods. We don't have until tomorrow to stay around, so...
Good. We're just leaving right now. We're done here. Like
So,
the...
is there anything in there that I might be interested in knowing, like some cool treasure, or like a fancy technology, or schematics?
There's 4 very big, very angry skeletons.
Yes. They will probably slaughter anyone that comes in there, so it's now a trap for the Rinaldi. You don't want to go in there yourself.
Cool, cool, cool.
Oh, there was a pool of water that tastes like blueberries.
The owls at the
Don't
Look, I
mind
I
him.
brought some for you if you want some. And she looks at it and goes, okay.
Yeah. So... okay.
She's like, I can't believe that this water tastes like blueberries, but it's exactly water, and it is exactly like blueberry.
I swear. Okay, so... let's see if there's a backdoor out of here, or fail it that if we can make one.
Wait, what?
We're in the temple, big building, and there's a light in the woods, so guessing there's probably the Rinaldi hostiles already there. So we want to make it out of the area without being seen by them.
Well, there are hilly territories to the north.
Great.
And
Can
there's
we
stained
just...
glass, so you could jump out there if you want to.
Great. I propose we do that.
Dramatic.
Abracadabra. You climb yourself up out the windows, which have long since broken.
I'm guessing the Weasel Lady is flowing along.
For now, at least.
Okay, good. Then she took the blue gem, I
Yes,
guess.
she has the blue gem in her pocket.
Great.
Also, I'm going to give the Earth gem to.
Oh, you're giving two of them to her?
No, I mean I have one. I'm giving one to Leopold.
Oh, good.
So you have one. Leopold has one. I have one. Weasel Lady has.
I like this plan.
Yeah, that's for the best, yeah.
Well,
Oh,
can I have the red one then?
Okay, you can have the red one.
Yay.
Ah, you know it would be most exciting if we were on an escape sequence. It wouldn't be fair if we didn't at least tell them that we were leaving first, wouldn't it? And she starts to
No,
hold her
but-
finger up.
no.
She's casting a spell.
I'm just going to keep running then. And leave her to her telling people, apparently.
I mean, she's got to do what she wants regardless.
I'm getting out of there.
As none of you make any attempt to stop her, or at least tell her that this is probably not the most intelligent idea.
I'm not convinced that she's going to listen. Look, we're trying... Okay, you know what? I'm just going to give it a go. Can I roll a social skill if I have one?
Negotiation, probably.
Okay, negotiation, saying... Look, we want to make a discreet exit so that we can avoid having to kill them if they come after us, okay?
Roll me
And-
will negotiation.
I got a 4.
Fine, I'll wait a little bit first.
Okay, well, let's make our way. Give ourselves a headway on the escape.
You just book it. You book it.
Yeah.
Getting the heck out of there.
You run into the hills, far, far away. And it makes you tired. And eventually you'll have to set up camp and hope that no
Yeah.
one finds you. Where do you set up camp? Because there's hills and there's not much in terms of like big shrubs or rocks or something you could hide under.
Well, I guess, like, it's pointless to set up camp not on top of a hill because then, like, we'll be seen from top of another hill anyway, so best if we get a vantage point ourselves.
Alright.
So let's just do it on top of a hill.
The Weasel Lady offers to take first shift. Since you know she's nice like that. And she
Right.
assumes that they're either going to come first or last, so she also takes last shift. She wants to gun him.
Okay. Well, good.
What's the skill?
The owl lady will take middle shift, and she can probably last a long while, since she is an owl. And also has been mostly
Yeah.
passive through much of the day.
Yeah. Well, guess I'm going to rest.
Get your little sleep. When the exciting thing starts, it'll be fantastic. We'll have a great time, and it'll be amazing.
Yes,
Just trust me on this.
I would prefer to avoid the exciting things that involve conflict between people.
Indeed. Okay, so you all go to bed. You curl up. There's a little tiny fire, but thanks to some special magic, the fire doesn't make that much light. And as you sleep away and reflect on everything you've done, you are woken up in the morning with the rousing noise of the floor falling away from under you.
Oh,
Did you really think those skeletons were just skeletons? Wink.
I mean, I was kind of hoping.
Nudge.
So we went away like a far distance away and they dug to underneath us.
Who knows what they did? Or who knows if it was them? Maybe the Rinaldi found them and weaponized them again. Who knows? We'll see next time.
Breaking.
We'll find out what the Skeletons are up to. What the Rinaldi are up to.
Skeletons!
Or if you just had an incident with a fucking local mole who's like, what the hell are you doing? I'm trying to build my house in this hill, you jackasses. Why are you setting up a tent on my house?
Because
I'm trying to embrace
There
the wilding
wasn't-
ways. And you are building a
There
tent on my
wa-
house.
there wasn't a fence.
That's not very wilding way of you. to talk about fences. But putting that aside, next time we'll find out what exactly is going on and why you're falling. Maybe just having a nightmare.
Yeah, that would be preferable.
Let's go to debriefing, unless you have something to add.
My connection went wonky there for a little while. Ping rising to over 13,000. And I missed most of everything after the whole of starting the camp thing.
Well, you set up camp. The Weasel Lady takes first and last shift. Owl Lady takes the rest of the shifts. Fire, not much light because of magic. You guys get to sleep the whole night through, and then when you wake up to the feeling of falling.
All right. By the way, when does hurt go away?
Hurt goes away after, well, I say after any major rest. It's basically like a minor injury, something that you can just slap a bandage on in 5 minutes and you'll be fine.
So,
Considering that you have a doctor on the team, I assume that Ellen has provided the basic medical care needed to treat that.
So has it gone away?
Yes, it has gone away.
Good.
If I recall correctly, you also took injured, so that does have a problem.
Okay.
You also have 1 to your healing quota because you took the full 8 hours of rest.
Right, I never rolled academics to try to medicine both of you up, honestly. I want to do rote medicine every day that you're injured.
Okay, well, rote medicine in your case would be a 1, which I think... how does it work again?
Actually, I guess I can roll medicine because I get I've got 3 dice to roll, so I guess I could roll them every day. So just remind me to do that, okay?
This takes an hour and some medical supplies, though.
Okay, then. Wow, this never came up last time I tried to write, because that was just first aid. Okay, well,
So you'll both get to add another point to your quota, because even without medical supplies, you can still make sure that you're at least recovering somewhat good. So you're both at 2 points to your quota.
yeah, okay. Let's just keep doing that then.
Shall we go to debrief? Oh, Leopold?
How does healing quota work?
Essentially, you have to fill up the healing quota, and then you get your magnificent removal of injured or sick. You get 1 for resting, 1 for taking an extra gentle day, more from doctors, medicine helps, and healing magic can help too.
Okay.
So that isn't going away for a good while.
24. Okay. Well.
Anyway,
System.
Are we ready to debrief?
Yeah,
so
probably.
we did a 3-hour session, so you both get 2 points for chapters.
Yay.
2 experience points. Yeah. Pew, pew.
Okay, so I get this many. Right, now I have 10, so I can buy a gift if I wanted to.
You also get 1 experience for debriefing.
Great. So that's 3 already.
Who has lived up to their motto? Leopold!
Deeds, not words.
You have been very wordless and very deedly. Take that point.
Yay.
Holly.
Every little bit helps.
Your dagger certainly helped. You've tried
Hooray.
your best. And
I did.
The more I can do, the more I can do for others.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't really do much about that today.
Sad day, but it doesn't always happen. So, what happens next? The goals. Who has accomplished goals around here? Let's start with Leopold. Any goals you've achieved?
Well, there's the defeat or wrestle to the ground a foe larger than yourself.
And you've also got the overkill one, I think.
Oh yeah, nice.
So that gives you 2 gifts, both of which will make you quite the formidable foe. You now get a bonus D12, you can carry more equipment, and Brawling Fighter lets you retaliate with brawling attacks.
Nice.
And parry, even when unarmed, which is really good when you're in a bad situation. Improved strength is going to be the real powerhouse here, though. Because just rolling a D12 on anything is always good. I don't think Ellen got any of her gifts goals for this one.
Yeah, I guess the C in the pool doesn't count for the middle gift.
Nope.
Yeah, okay.
No, that was specifically like I'll say that counts for anything if you learn like something you haven't done anything in that regard. Holly, have you accomplished any of your goals?
I landed a difficult shot at the beginning.
Yes, you get sharpshooter, which, if I remember correctly, reduces the penalty dice for long distance attacks.
Neat. I don't know about do something nice for a weasel lady, but
Well, you were nice to her. I say you get that.
okay.
Well, if the skeletons really tunnel to us, I'm going to find some restless spirits. Really restless.
Hee hee hee. Restless enough to dig underground like moles. One of them was a mole, at least. Well, you guys can throw those gifts in, and if you don't, I'll do it for you eventually. And after that, I'm gonna give you guys some really like story and difficult gifts to get you guys on track.
Nice.
Don't forget, if you don't want your gift, you can always trade it in for 5 experience right away.
Mm.
Okay, and now we get to the final part. You all get to give one person you think did something great an experience point. Leopold, who is the MVP in your mind? Or at least did something you are going to remember.
I'd say PK. Hold on. Throwing a dagger at a skeleton warrior and just greeting everything. Fun.
Very
Gotta be polite.
Waving
Yeah,
hello.
I want to give BK a point as well because like throwing a dagger all the way to a very high ceiling to hit someone in the arm.
BK, you are the last person to give out bonus experience. Who do you give it to?
I gotta have to give it to Leopold. Basically, single-handedly taking out the and overkilling it at that.
Awesome. I say that Alelin gets my little baby bonus experience because despite not being the biggest aggressor, she has certainly been useful. She has been the
Nice.
most sensible person in all of this.
Yeah, that's my gimmick. Everyone else is bold and I'm sensible.
And on the plus side, you stopped her from getting the whole guard after you, so that
Oh, yes.
annoying owl that you guys should either put a muzzle on or ditch.
Look, we'll ditch her when we get to the academy and
You
get
ditch her
the
when you
necklace.
ditch her when you stole her books.
Look, she gave the one book to me herself.
Maybe you can swindle the rest out of her.
I don't want.
Okay, it's fine, I know. Well, that was it for today. I think that's time to end the stream. So unless you guys have anything particular... Oh yeah, Theobald, that's actually a really good, like, basic concept of what the shield looks like. Theobald, it is new shield, just like a cat with a mirror.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I love it.
Leopold will have something to do at the camping times. Just batting at the mirror.
Just preen.
Well, unless you have anything to add, we're gonna end the stream here with a goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yep. Goodbye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye.